Good evening, everyone, and welcome. We are Random Encounter Productions. I'm Cody Stone. With me tonight, we have
Sean, and I am playing Thomas Haywood, a gunslinger martial artist.
I'm Courtney, and I'm playing Effie, the delinquent fae.
What does she do?
Talks.
Real good?
Real good.
real good.
I'm Allison. I'm swinging in with Alice Knightley, who is, what did I say she was? She's an infiltrator cleaner. Those are the two creepiest things on my
That is.
Hello, I'm Sam. I am playing Lola, and she is a vampire, and she shoots things and she talks.
Nice.
I'm Eric. I'm playing not detective.
Not detective.
I'm so used to it. Jeremiah Wilson, heavy man at arms, human juggernaut drifter.
There you go. So, a couple of quick announcements. We are probably going to have a shorter game tonight. All the teams a little bit under the weather, and we're going to try to rally for tomorrow and next week and the days to come. But we are going to get you at least a good first half, maybe till about 10, and skipping a break. So, I think that's the broad idea. Also, we're putting up a link. Head on over to Skull Splitter Dice. They're doing a giveaway. I think it's got about 6 days left to enter. There are 10 winners. The 9 second place winners, you get like $10, $20 Skull Splitter dice with their logo on it. Hasn't been released yet. First time out. The other one, the grand prize winner, $700 worth of product. Every bundle they have, mugs, blankets, hooded blankets. So, yes.
It's a massive giveaway.
It is a huge giveaway.
Look at the website.
Yeah, head on over to skullsplitter.com, check it out, enter they're fantastic. Also, check out our friends over at Caspollux, CASPOLLUX.com. Enter the promo code Random Encounters, plural on the encounters. You get 15% off your entire order. They do dice, they do jewelry. That's right.
A bunch of new stuff.
A bunch of new stuff for November and going into the holidays, right? So, yes, head on over there, check them out. Every little bit helps the channel. We also have some Amazon links and stuff down below. We're trying to get to 30 patrons. And when we do, we've got our own series of giveaways that we are going to be doing. We're going to have Skull Splitter dice, Kraken dice, Norse Foundry metal meeples, and Noble Dwarf printed art pieces. Even if you join at the $1 level, you get some cool stuff, and you get coupons off for other things. But you get Heroes of the Multiverse. You at $3, you get access to our Discord. $10 a Twitch subscription comes with it. So, yeah, please help us out, support the channel. We appreciate you guys. We also want to say thank you to our friends over at Mountain Mansion.
Haunted Mountain.
I missed the haunting.
Head Mountain.
I was doing all the.
This is my new favorite game in the world. Sing how you say it.
You were about to have been a new Disney ride.
I was.
You were
Yeah.
inventing the newest Disney ride.
Well, I started with Six Flags Magic Mountain, and then I went to Magic Mansion, Mountain Magic. And then I gave up.
So many M. This here is a dice tray from our friends over at Haunted Mountain.
It's pretty.
It is so pretty, and this is one of their more basic tray designs, and it's still so very beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
We got a little logo in there and a little dice spot over here. And they have some more advanced ones where they have, like, what as Sean has dubbed it, and again, it is, they love this word, name, Dice Armoire.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
They don't
That's
officially
someone.
call it that, but they use it when they're talking. It's not how it's marked on their things.
No, I say it.
But a dice armoire where it's like this, but it also opens up. There's like a door where you could store your dice over here, and then there's a dice tower you could drop them in, and it's just, it's so pretty.
Yeah.
I need it. Christmas is coming.
It is really cool. So head on over there, check them out. We appreciate them as well. So, any other announcements? Ooh, next week. Let's talk about next week real quick. I am out Wednesday and Friday nights. So we are going to have some guest DMs in. We might have a guest DM run a Lamplighters game. So
Cool.
We'll see how that goes. We'll be making that announcement coming up. And then we've got, do we know what's happening Wednesday?
Not 100%. We'll figure it out.
Cool. But yes,
We'll announce it.
We'll
fun-
announce it when we know.
when we know, you'll know. I don't know why I started that sentence. I realized I had no idea where I was going.
Good. That's where we
I
are.
was like, great. I just know I'm not here.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's where you started the sentence.
That's right.
You wanted to let them know, like, not my fucking problem. Deal with it, nerds.
y'all better talk to each other.
Cody, out.
Just Homer Simpson back to the hedges.
I'm out.
We can do that bottle episode.
We just sort of like sit around like-
and air all of our dirty.
Oh, there it
I will
is.
be in this.
Lord dump all your backgrounds.
I mean,
Yeah,
Any
I'm
day.
saying my
Tell me
Come
when.
back and we're like, it's weird. We wrapped
Here's
up
my-
every single loose end.
Here's my
It's
tragic
They actually
backstory.
found the werewolf and killed him already. It's crazy.
My tragic backstory. Now you all know it.
So,
I'm gonna die, so I can create a new one.
oh, man. Good times. All right. Any other big announcements that we need to go? Oh, tomorrow night, Doctor Who.
yeah.
Yeah. Caitlin Whistler's going to be in the big chair. She's going to be running it for us. You guys here?
I
You're
am.
here.
Three of us
You're-
are.
3 of you are, and it'll either be myself or Matthew if he doesn't win his competition
Today.
today.
When he wins his competition,
Well,
he won't be able to make it.
I was about to say we'd love to see Matthew,
want-
but we're gonna hope
no,
that it's
we-
Cody playing.
we hope it's me.
because-
We hope it's
So
it,
that means Matthew
Yes.
wins.
yeah. I'm the consolation prize.
Nah.
So it's all good. Okay, guys.
Especially for Wednesday.
I got nothing else to announce.
You got nothing?
I wouldn't say nothing. I mean, I feel like I got something, but I
Um,
think we're good with announcements.
We got the
Good.
carpet.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
going
you
to
guys
feet on
are-
it now.
Love me.
your feet. He's got his feet on it now.
Yeah.
I heard you peed on it now. I was about to come across the table. You have
it's her carpet now.
with a
You got it. It's yours.
with a fury of a spider monkey you have never seen. I was coming across the table.
I'm sorry. Can we back up?
He really went in on werewolf, werewolf.
My
He was just like,
mom
I'm just
said
gonna
I have
pee
to
on
go
shit.
home.
Approximately
Good luck. You have to go
a
past my
million
mark
animal breeds in this world.
Oh, yeah.
Species. And you went with spider monkey?
That's some comedian's bit, or it's from a show. I don't know.
I think
both.
they use it in Twilight. So
Is
good
that it?
job.
They do. He calls her a spider monkey. At one point, it's weird.
Congratulations,
like everything
Cody.
else in that entire
Let's do a
series.
Twilight RPG on my
Can we all just
You are Edward
growl at each
Cullen.
other for like
Oh.
2.5 hours?
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens with werewolves.
Yeah.
That's how we communicate.
That's what I want.
And I'm the vampire.
I mean, guys, if we can't think of
You're always
anything,
a
I'm here on
vampire.
Wednesday. We could do an inspectors. if we really
I want to play.
Oh,
See? We
but
have
I
to.
won't be
But
there.
I
Cody and I thought
Are we thinking about bringing inspectors back for Friday? Or
If-
Wednesday?
If here's the
Friday's
problem,
probably just gonna be
I feel like
lamplighters,
Cody
so-
has to be there for inspectors.
Because he's the only one who will do the stupid logo with you.
In part.
First of all, yes. Second of all, you are besmirching the good name of the
No.
inspectors.
You set yourself up for that. You did that to
I
yourself.
mean, we could
But
do
he has
the
to be-
blue version.
But there's no, you don't want to do that.
Different group of people.
But there's an even more important component, and this is like the real life component. None of us is willing to sacrifice to be like the guide, like the straight man, right? Like the guiding light that keeps it all together. The one bookend that we can't get another bookend, so the one will have to do, and all the books are leading. So no one is there. No one is there to be that. So we'd all just be a pile of books that are just sitting around being like, tantric yoga, tantric yoga. I can't read. What? that. And then you've got
There's got to be an Agent K.
And then
Someone
you've got,
has
you know,
to be
and you've got
Tommy
Aaron
Jones.
just being like, so, like, you would, that would be your game. That would be your
That's what
game.
it was last time.
Imagine it without Cody being like, so let's do something. Like, imagine that.
Cody derailed the game for 5 minutes to rant about Eric not being able to read.
We derailed the game for 5 hours
That's true.
playing.
I slightly railed it.
Yes.
I monorailed it at
Lovely.
least.
Say I slightly railed it again. That's a big ass mood.
This is what you're getting tonight.
Don't.
God, at this point, we might as well cancel Lamplighters and just do Inspectors.
Yes!
Right now. Oh, God.
We could.
No, we're
But the
not.
thing is, Courtney and I are still playing Lola and Effie.
Yes. Yeah.
Wandered into the wrong place.
Yeah. Listen, our.
I don't know what's happened.
I would love that so much.
Welcome to 1999.
Fever dream.
Steampunk 99. What's going on?
We live underwater.
William Gibson.
How is my great granddaughter? Is she doing fine?
Okay, Jonas Brothers.
I like how you went with the Jonas
those
Brothers
actually
version
originally
and not the
made
actual version.
I of course went with the Jonas Brothers version.
What a wild
Who
ass.
originally wrote it? No, I'm not.
All
I
right,
do
guys,
not
here we go.
Okay,
We got to
let's
go
do
in
this.
now, or else
We,
we
gotta go now.
we're never getting anywhere if we
No.
don't try.
What's the date?
It was
September
September 3rd, 1888. A very different London from the one that we know. It is a world driven forward by the creation of the difference in analytical engines, mechanical computers that have allowed engineering and technology to rush forward by about 50 years, propelled by this need for a skilled labor force. Education has become more prolific, breaking down social and sexual barriers. But it is an era of empires, an era of revolution, and an era of change. Our heroes are members of the Lamplighters, a secret society dedicated to keeping the weird, wild, and wicked things of the dark away from the light of civilization. They have been recently set on a path to investigate one of them being possessed with a demonic portal as part of a assassination plot, which was sort of revealed to them through the deductive reasonings of one intrepid detective Sherlock Holmes, consulting detective. That's the word I wanted consulting. Found it. Consulting detective Sherlock Holmes. You guys also have some werewolf problems to be dealing with. Some of you have recently been outed as socialists, as dissidents, criminals, murderesses, and other things.
My friends outed as my friends.
Outed as
and that's
your
all that it
friends.
took.
Yeah,
Really.
that was really
I'm
the
sorry.
bottom line.
I did not mean to get assassinated. I'm sorry.
She's dead. No, she's not. She's dead.
We don't care anymore.
Babe.
Oh, this is exciting. We can make you into the next London myth.
Yeah.
We can
Yeah.
have sightings of you around London.
That's right. And probably will.
Probably.
Yeah.
You're going to be our DB Cooper.
So, you guys have been working on these investigations. You've dug into Christopher Pratt, the former Marquis de Camden, and ex-husband of one Effie Crook, or Ophelia Pratt, as she is also known, given the certain circumstances, that he had some dealings with Hermetic and potentially occult orders. The Ankh in his safe and his return from a trip to Egypt about a year ago was news and things that you guys have uncovered. You also put to end a triad civil war that you inadvertently started when you killed a Jabberwocky that was the head of the Golden Lotus Triad.
A cleaner, not a
Would
cleaner
you
upper.
do? It's fine. What you covered.
Cleaner downer?
Clean.
That's
What?
well, you should.
I mean,
Yeah, it's just hygiene.
cleaner thrower.
I dispose of
Thrower?
the bodies. I don't.
My mom said I believe.
I barely know her.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, tell your mom you can't. You're having an adventure whether you want it or not.
What? Why are you John Wayne?
Congratulations.
I don't know why I'm John Wayne.
Wow.
The cult of the Duke.
Because we were talking about doing Inspectors Cthulhu, and I was gonna be Ashcan.
You're right. That's
You
what.
can still be Ashcan.
Don't tempt me. I'm tired enough to do this whole game with Ashcan.
Please don't.
Okay.
When is he getting into? He's
Before
talk like that.
before the end of the year. Yeah.
He doesn't talk
Are
like
we
still have
still
time.
doing
I need to send word to him. He does not need to go where I told him to go. He will. There you go.
Well, we need to send him to.
We'll be dead by
Not
then.
my house.
Sorry, you guys will be dead by then.
I was gonna send him to Vauxhall.
Listen,
Just not to my house.
surviving based
Yeah.
Not my
purely,
house anymore.
surviving
your
based
house.
purely on absence is barely surviving. All right.
I'm sorry, did you say absent? That's
Yeah.
Damn!
Surviving purely on absinthe. Now that's
That's
that is a
Lamplighter
skill.
101.
That is
It
Lamplighter's
is.
101.
Like sort of a painkiller.
And a little.
And a little blood.
The only
Yep.
thing.
Yep. That's 102.
Well, you mix them together.
That's advanced.
For Christmas.
The only thing keeping the awful
Nightmares of PTSD away.
yeah is the absinthe.
Yeah. Good.
I was at a
Um,
wedding once and we did absinthe and it was a weird night.
Good.
Mm,
I don't
The one
recommend
who's
that.
ever taken
that's part of the
her
God
up.
Drove Me Home night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
We made Hemingways with champagne and absinthe.
It's not good.
No, it wasn't.
No.
I had like 14.
Yeah. There's an oddly licorice taste involved.
Oh, there
I
is.
hate
It's bad.
licorice so much.
Oh, it's
Bad.
bad.
Good.
I,
Anyway.
Black licorice can kill
I
you.
realized you said licorice meaning like the candy licorice, but I thought you meant like liquor-ish. Like,
Oh.
I'm
I know liquor.
and I feel like it
Like
has
a-
a really
yeah.
strong licorice.
Like a cat. Oh, I thought you meant. No, never mind.
Get out of here.
Go, Cody.
So, what do you guys want to do? It's the 3rd?
Yes.
Wonderful. It's the 3rd. You guys live now at the which
Yeah.
dragon is it?
forgot.
Snorting
Snorting dragon.
Snorting dragon.
Yeah, we do.
You live with the snorting dragon.
Yeah, we do. We'd like to clean some of the blood off the walls.
You can drink your fancy ales. You can drink them by the flagon. But the only brew for the brave and true comes from the snorting dragon.
I hate you.
As you say that, Renshu is just going to roll his eyes at you because he apparently is still your watcher. Him and Len and Ren.
Are we down for?
Do you mind, Evan?
Are we still down for mahjong later?
Len, you want mahjong? Len says yes, he will play mahjong.
All right. When I get back from where I have to go, because I think it's early.
It is early.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.
They're nice.
Are they?
Yeah. They killed people with it. They're nice enough.
I mean, that's one way to look at it, I guess.
That's how we define. That's how we define friends now.
Renshu
Kill
saved.
people who aren't us. That's how we define friends.
Renshu saved Lucy.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
straight up, she was not making it out of that circle without Renshu.
Mhm.
Wait, what did I miss last week?
Oh, they fought the triad.
We
Yeah,
went into
we fought the triad, and we won.
Half of it, mostly.
We went into Chinatown, and very much like the Wu-Tang Clan, we brought the ruckus.
We did.
You
We
used
used
the
the
Wu-Tang Clan
dirigible.
tonight.
Oh, I'm the Wu-Tang Clan every night. I
Yeah.
love the Wu-Tang Clan. Wu-Tang.
Say one time, one more time.
Wu-Tang.
He'll say it anytime you want him to.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I go to Vauxhall.
Vauxhall, you guys go. You gather up around 10 a.m. You live there.
Guys,
I'm still
adults
passed
start
out.
watching you.
Yeah.
Okay. You're passed out. Alice, what time do you arrive? What brings you to town? Anything in particular?
She had been in town she'd finished up something and had some downtime and had gone to see
Mhm.
the professors. And while she was there, she ran into Lucy and they had a bit of a chat.
Mm.
And Lucy mentioned some of the stuff that was happening.
I think you
So-
also just picking up a paper and any bit of social section you probably are still catching.
Yeah.
some of the
Definitely saw
I
my
mean-
obituary.
I mean, yeah.
off the. It's no longer front page news,
Yeah,
but
I mean,
it's still
probably the professors mentioned it, so she probably would be like, "Oh, I should
Yeah.
stop by anyway." Lucy probably would have mentioned that you weren't actually dead,
yeah.
so she knows you're not really dead.
It is
That's
good
good.
that Lucy kind of got you caught up on stuff.
Yeah, so she
Yeah.
probably would have been. She's got like a day or so before she has to be back at the office.
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
she'll probably stop by to see if Arthur needs anything.
It is Arthur is busy building a leg. But he's glad to have you around. The Lamplighters in general have been just a little off kilter of late. Everything that happened with Effie in the
Sorry.
past
It's not your
past
fault.
like week or 10 days.
But
It's just we're regathering our footing, as it were. So it is wonderful to see you. I'm glad that you have a bit of time. I have often advocated with the Gatewatchers that the time here in the I feel like saying real world would be derogatory, but it's 1888 in London, so I'm going to go with
Is it now?
prime world. Prime.
Sure.
Right. So,
1888 already.
It was,
yes. Oh, yes. Oh, definitely.
It was 1888 the last time you were here, ma'am.
It was, but
Are you here already?
I don't know. Are we there yet?
that's up to you guys.
She's sharpening her sword because she doesn't want to
I'm
help.
gonna say I'm probably here.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Maybe
I
not
wanna
the
see
sword.
this
At least some of the,
Yeah, I
she
mean,
probably has most
sure.
of the daggers out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Arthur remains mostly unfazed. However, he does advocate time off for those that travel to different dimensions to remember what humanity is about.
Sure.
Or not, whatever you want. That's fine too. I'm just going to go build a leg now, so excuse old man Arthur.
Hi, Rory.
Yeah. When he says that, I'd say that we come in just being like, come on it.
Hi.
He'll wave as he goes.
Abby has a red wig on now. Her outfit aesthetic is different now. I've decided it's a little more, it's like military Lolita.
That was the phrasing she used at like
It is.
2 a.m.
It's
last night. To me.
Military.
It's very,
Lolita.
she's very structured jackets and short fluffy skirts.
Okay.
It's on my Pinterest board.
Okay.
If you follow me, you
okay.
can go look at it.
Okay.
yes.
And
Okay.
you're
Why
like
you look directly at me.
you're like Che Guevara from the waist up, and then just like Evita. Like this.
Hold on, I'll give an example.
I do. I'm just refusing to acknowledge it. Like I don't. It's very uncomfortable.
I get the idea.
Yeah.
All I can picture, because it's not the right picture at all, is Icebox when she comes in during the Little Giants game after halftime.
Oh my god.
Where she comes in with her cheerleader skirt on still, but
Yeah.
wearing the shoulder pads.
Also,
That's a
what a
look.
reference.
Right? That's
Yeah.
a wild reference.
That's
But,
But like, it's not entirely off.
It's
it
not.
was no. What it was that you pulled the character's name.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like it was on your tongue. You're like Icebox.
Yeah.
Dude, because
Yeah.
I watched that movie 2 days ago.
We don't know how to defeat the
Oh.
werewolves. We need some Alka-Seltzer melons.
Yes! What's this for?
We need to convince them that we're rabid.
Intimidation.
Yeah. That's how we do it. You don't want to bite us. We got rabies.
We've got the black lungs.
I got the
We
black
might
lung
You
popper.
first.
I got the
So-
black lung
What if,
popper.
what thing is, if there are two people at this table where if we bite you, it ends very badly.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can bite someone without it necessarily
That's the
ending
aesthetic.
badly.
It's true.
Yeah.
I did not.
It's a
definitely ends badly.
it's a process for you.
What do you do
I was about to say, you have to drink some of my blood, and then it's a whole mess.
You got to make a night out of it. You run a bubble bath. You light some candles.
Set the mood.
Sorry, if you guys are gonna have a
I'm
bubble
never
bath,
using that
I'm
voice
gonna
ever again.
no,
I'm not
stick
even
around
there.
for a bubble bath.
There's nothing wrong with bubble bath.
Well, then you two go have a bubble bath together, and I'm gonna go.
More importantly than bubble
An
baths.
odd suggestion, Bill, right?
More important
Is
than bubble baths. What are you doing here? The last time I saw you, you disappeared through a mirror.
Yes.
You always disappear in odd ways when we meet.
To be fair, the last time I went through a mirror as well, you just didn't see it.
Right.
And whose fault was that?
The mirror? I try to spend as little time in front of them as I can.
That's painfully obvious.
That's
It is.
that's a horrible lie.
Wow.
I was in town, and one of your friends mentioned that you might need some help.
Does that mean there's something weird and awful happening
Well, not anymore.
again? Mushrooms that I cannot
Probably,
eat?
but nothing within my jurisdiction at the moment.
You're on
Taken care of.
vacation.
Sort of. Personal day.
Work.
She takes offense to the idea.
Huh. Well, we're all sort of on vacation. None of us have employment anymore, as it
No.
were.
Did you ever?
You know,
Did.
Oh.
barely. But our detective's no longer a detective. I believe at the moment he is Jeremiah! Hungover. I can hear it. You become accustomed to the sound.
It's
the
also
heartbeat.
it's also just a fair assumption at
It
this
is a
point.
fair assumption.
Let
I'm
me-
just cold reading his absence.
I believe congratulations are in order.
For what, me dying?
Well, that, but I thought you were also in an unlikable situation at home, and I suppose that's been taken care of.
It very much has.
Well, faking your own
I-
death always works well.
Wish it had been my idea.
For a moment, I thought you were congratulating us on not burning down Chinatown
That was
That
also
happened.
Didn't, by the way.
Oh, that was
Also-
you!
last night,
a
and I should
very
say
important achievement for us.
it was both an exercise in restraint and a resounding success. Nobody died. Well, someone died.
But nobody
a,
mattered.
lot of people died.
Nobody mattered.
Congratulations on being the first person to prevent him from burning something down.
I do try.
But I guess the real takeaway is nobody got hurt.
No one that
I will-
mattered.
I would really like to preface and say that is not a racism thing.
They were trying to kill us.
That is a
Oh,
RPG
no.
villain thing. So, no,
That is an important distinction.
Yes.
It is.
That is
Yeah.
very
Yeah, we did
important.
not mean that at all.
Yeah.
Yes, they're
You're right.
Yes,
But
and
people don't
even in the
matter.
world of the characters, Renshu and Len are cool.
They're
And
people.
they're alive.
They count as, they
Yes,
count
that is-
as people.
I know.
What's her face is I too.
Even yeah.
I'm glad you remember her
And-
name.
I wrote it down. It was a week ago.
Anamis and
I was
Anamita and a
On Ling.
Onling.
I was going to ask this
On Ming.
before you
On
said
Ming.
that, but is there any tea?
Yeah. Yes.
Not building off of that at all.
Yes, there's not a machine for it yet, but there is tea.
Really? You don't have a machine for tea?
I've
They're
been
using a
asking for
leg.
months.
There ain't gonna be, what is it with you and this goddamn machine?
I like
Drinks,
tea.
right, but drinkily.
I know, but what if I had
She's
tea?
probably standing
If
outside my
he-
door.
If he could feel feelings, he would be mighty displeased by the fact that his
Out of
good,
curiosity.
he's
All
doing the Lord's work and he is being underappreciated.
Arthur storms in. He slams open the door. He's got a pot of tea. He pulls out the decanter of gin, smashes it, grabs an open one, pours the tea in, and sticks it in. Drinks like, and he leaves.
Now you see you made Dad mad. And also he destroyed a decanter of gin.
Oh, but I died last week and I'm feeling very attacked.
He comes back and he just puts a fresh bottle of gin next to drinks.
Thank you.
No pat.
So tea.
Yes. Here we go.
Would you like a cup?
So much stuff is
I just
happening,
have
and I'm kind of bummed Jeremiah's missing.
You can wake up at any point, my dude.
We're not being quiet.
Yeah, as you guys are doing that, I'm just gonna,
Probably heard.
I am just gonna like walk away and be like, I have to go rouse someone.
Good luck.
Wait, what time is it?
Godspeed.
But then I poured
Nine?
something in the
Sure.
I'm gonna go 9
9.
a.m. Yeah,
You probably just stepped in.
same. Why do you think he's so chipper this morning? The adrenaline of kicking ass last night? Yes. Also,
What you talking about?
yeah, I'm gonna walk over to Jeremiah's door
Okay.
and just kind of open it and
She's very good.
No.
Yeah, no, there's no response.
Time to wake up, Starshine. The Earth says hello.
I need to know the movie before or else it's going to bother me.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Thank you. Okay.
And also Donovan.
And also Hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's a song from, I think
Hair.
Donovan did it.
I just know it from Charlie and Chocolate Factory.
It's from Hair.
It's from Connie and Gollum.
I don't come to the door. You're gonna have to do your thing.
I opened it up.
Oh, you opened it.
All right.
Oh God! Oh God! I don't like this.
Oh, what's happening?
Jeremiah, see, I appreciate you, and I think that we are friends, and I understand what a good hangover sleep can be like. I would very much appreciate if you were to wake up and join me and Drinksley and my friend Alice and Lola as we begin today's endeavors. And you have my friend to the count of 6.
He's probably still out, and he's not gonna like what's about to happen.
1,
God.
2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right. I'm going to point the barrel of the gun right next to Jeremiah's pillow and like straight like against it. And I'm going to pull the trigger 6 times.
All 6?
Yeah. I'm just unloading all.
Are you killing him? Are you alive?
I can't hear you.
Neither can he.
I'm standing approximately 2 feet away from.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
You got-
Going down.
I'm not shooting you in the head.
Going
No,
down.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
okay.
This is just for his
It's
hearing.
also-
Yeah, I know.
It's also still kind. There's a muffler on it. I feel like I'm trying to.
Huh?
Yeah.
Thicker the floor.
They're concrete.
All right,
They're,
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Starting off the day as I should. Natural 20.
All right. That's the best possible scenario.
You are awake. You are. I'm gonna say you're still deafened for the next 30 seconds.
Okay.
Ears are ringing a little bit.
Yeah.
I jump out and you
You've
just
developed
witness Jeremiah
tinnitus.
in all his glory.
Yeah. Well, good morning, former detective. I'm glad you could join us. Meet me in the lounge for tea when you get a moment and you dress yourself.
I hate you.
And like I don't do
And
that.
still
I just like pull the trigger and just well,
Click of the barrel.
and I just pivot and leave. Jeremiah's up.
Tay, did you kill him?
No, he's up.
Oh,
He's awake now.
You didn't kill his ult either, right?
I did not.
T, look me in the face.
I did not kill Yazult.
Okay.
Could you imagine how Caitlin feel if we did that to her?
No.
Tony wouldn't allow that.
Get off-screen death.
Absolutely not.
Like, that's actually how you muffled it, is you were shooting into her chest.
No.
No.
Unacceptable.
Calm down.
No, he's fine. I just thought last time we tried to rouse him, it was this whole dramatic endeavor, and I figured I would expedite the process.
And that wasn't a dramatic endeavor.
I thought I'd just make it faster, but I did like the drama.
I know you do. Jesus Christ.
I'm going to get a second cup of tea and sit in a different spot.
Okay.
I'm gonna reload. It's like
And like
Never drink
30 minutes later, I come down very,
You change plates?
very annoyed already.
Okay.
how are you?
How's your
I still
balance?
hate you.
Good morning.
There's tea. Go and ask about the gin on the floor.
I pick up the gin on the floor.
No, this
The broken-
There's the fresh bottle.
I like to imagine like the
There's like
There's
the
glass in
she's
there.
Glass.
Whiskey and glass, ma'am.
that's gonna hurt a lot coming out later.
I pick up the decanter of gin that's just loose on Drinksley.
Oh yeah.
Don't drink all of that.
Have you been under the weather, former detective?
No. Do I know you?
This is Alice.
Yes.
Yeah.
We
You
went
met
to
Alice.
Chinatown together. You did get very high.
Yeah,
Oh, you
I was like-
did.
I was like, I got
That's
super
right.
damn high.
You
For the record, I
did.
was not a figment of your imagination.
Honestly, that was the most I'd ever appreciated you. Former detective.
Lucy also stole that.
Can we please just
High
cut with
from
the former? Thank you.
All right.
I'm smoking a golf pencil.
Yes, I am. I've left my props elsewhere. So
I'm sorry, all the ones that were still here were destroyed.
I cry. No.
There's a left
Wait,
layer.
well, how'd they get destroyed?
They were already
Like
destroyed.
books, like
Books
being
were
were
dropped
upon
on
them. So when I
Books
cleaned, I
were
threw them
upon
away.
Do we have a red marker? Or just, in a
It's fine.
stack because there was no bookend to keep.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, he wasn't there.
Falls apart.
Yeah. Them's the rules.
You guys have gathered together. What is your plan for the day? What goals do you have for yourselves and each other that you would care to set forth?
Research. Yeah.
Research indeed. I was thinking that since our little endeavor over in Chinatown did bring us sort of askew of our original intention, though I believe no less important and no less of a success, which I do believe we all did quite well on. I do think that we should perhaps return to the original task at hand. Perhaps it may be a good idea to continue our research into any links that the former Pratt or the current Pratts may have with these hermetic orders, these occultists, whatever they are trying to do, whatever killed or whomever killed Christopher Pratt, and why, and what they intend to do with his stolen goods. If we can find that link, perhaps we can follow it elsewhere. But before we do, if that link would bring us outside the country, perhaps to Egypt, as we mentioned previously, it may be a good idea to deal with the dog problem.
I don't want Jeremiah going near the alpha.
Yeah, it seems that the issue is that if he's there, the Alpha could order him out.
Right. So I think we should
I think we should
carry on with this today. And if, well, I'll put it to you, Jerry. If this endeavor should bring us outside of London, we're going to have to make a decision. Now, I don't feel overly comfortable bringing you outside the country where we don't necessarily have an established safe house. I don't know if we can control you, should the worst occur. So I'd like to deal with it before we do. But would you feel comfortable going after this alpha? You knowing what kind of state you can be thrown into and all. Especially in your, shall I say, current state.
as much as I want to take him down now. I know we are not ready.
But I mean you personally.
What do you mean?
There has been some concern expressed about you being there, if and when that eventuality should occur.
I can handle myself when it comes time for that.
That is a discussion for a later time then. In the meantime, we've been to the Travelers Club, right? We've gotten some information from there. There are some other clubs that we could go to, of course. We know that Pratt himself had a namesake establishment, or the Pratts have a namesake establishment. But as I voiced prior, I don't know if that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I'm fine with going in. I just don't know if it's if we wouldn't be spotted out the gate. You know what I mean?
So they know our faces.
Exactly.
They would. I don't know what the clientele traditionally is. I don't know anything about this place, but I think that's a good enough place to start.
They're friends with Tristan, a bunch of fucking assholes.
They definitely know your face. Disguised or not. And I'm sure they've heard about your wiles.
Wiles?
Yeah.
You know, I have wiles.
Your character class is all wiles.
Listen.
It can be broken down into the word wiles.
I'm goddamn aware.
Okay. Well, that's just my reckoning it. Anyway, unless anyone else has something better.
Can I just like do research and if normal 5e rules apply, I can throw money at the research to make it.
Yeah, we
Sam's
can
like,
do
what
that.
can I throw money at?
Yeah. No,
I throw money at things, I throw bullets at things, and sometimes I charm things. That's what Lola does.
that is a very good set of things
It
to
is.
throw and or do. All of that is good. Okay. Questions.
Mm-hmm.
So doing traditional 5e research takes a week. You guys can push the timeline ahead a week, and we can do some rolls, throw some money at some problems, see what we go through, and then move on from there. Or if you guys want to take a more hands-on approach, go to different clubs, kind of shake them down, and see what falls out. That is a possibility as well. Alice, 601. What I believe you had rolled some things for me for your downtime. What were those regarding?
I think we said it was just general werewolf stuff.
Werewolf
Because
stuff.
she wouldn't know any of the local people, but they may have dealt with werewolves.
Right.
If you just said push a week, she could go off to try to gather some information.
That is also a possibility.
Be like, hey, I might come back. Maybe. Yeah.
You guys have a number of approaches. If you would like to roll me a history check in given your character's nature, we'll call disadvantage. Alice, just because you are not frequently here. We can also see what shakes out from that before we proceed.
No, it would be 8.
The
The other one was very good.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you haven't been a part of society or spent a frequent amount of time in London in 30 years, 40 years.
There's a reason she avoids London.
Mm-hmm. So it's been a minute. So how would you guys like to proceed?
What do you guys want to do? Do you guys want to time skip, or do you guys want to?
I don't
Hit
feel
'em
like
up.
we have enough information, so I'd honestly rather vote
Time skip? All right, we have one for time
It
skip.
is up to you guys. Because
Time skip, but
Just
we might be
swing it.
going on an adventure in about 18 days.
So if we time
We'd
skip
be
by
skipping it a week.
7,
Fine.
so by 7 days, it would be 11 days until your next
Bullshit.
problem.
Mhm.
Okay. 11 days is
That's fine.
still based on the traditional nature. Shouldn't be too pressing, but then again, we live in wild times.
I'm fine with it.
Or honestly, probably around new
Skipping.
moon time without quite looking it up. You might be feeling pretty good, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're probably feeling great.
All right. So 3, and you and I are undecided, so irrelevant anyway. The 3s have it. We'll time skip.
Okay, that sounds good. You guys do have the week. Alice, while you are away, you do have a few contacts going through your backgrounds and things. I think I think there are some different people you might be able to call on. I know Smiley is not necessarily Earth focused, but she does seem the most
She does a lot of-
sociable.
She's very sociable. She does a lot of research.
Yeah.
She's the nice one.
She, quote unquote, nice one. Well, right.
That's why we call her Smiley.
I know. So you may be able to pry her for information. The rest of you guys spending the week. What we're going to do is for research. Normally, for every 100 you put to it, I'm going to do 150 just because of conversion rates.
Mhm.
I think that would be reasonable. So for every 150 pounds you put towards research this week, you get a +1. And what would you guys as individuals like to research? I know somebody's doing hermetic orders from what I understand. Werewolves is also on the table. You can do family lineage or family history as far as like the Pratts go. See if that shakes out anything of interest. Also topics you guys think of that may help that I have not considered. So what do you feel like doing?
I've got one. I would like to try to investigate specifically what kind of clubs and social circles Kensington himself frequents.
Okay. That sounds good. Yeah, we'll just take a investigation check on that. Are we chucking money at that problem?
I believe. I would like to know something mechanically. If I
Okay.
chuck some cash at it
Mm-hmm.
and I use my good guesses for this,
Sure.
would the positive modifier of the research apply to the subsequent good guess rolls? Because I know it's the same roll, but it's a different movement.
Here's
so-
what I will say. Because the good guesses are, it's sort of like lucky when you're doing
It is.
downtime, like
It is.
but then again, you could do it every day a bunch of times. So I will say for every 150 that you put towards it, you can use a good guess. Does that
Okay.
make sense?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So if you end up putting 600 to the effort,
You can use the max
you
good
can use
guesses.
four good guesses,
Okay.
and they would all have the +4.
Sure.
Right.
Okay. I'll put in. Yeah. Screw it. Why not? That's important to me. I'll put the 600 in.
Okay.
Yeah. And see. 1730. 730. Okay. And let's do some research.
Okay.
Yeah, one's gonna be garbage. So we'll good guess it. Still garbage.
Don't use all your good guesses on one thing.
It's a week.
That's what it's.
It's a
that's
week,
why he paid the
so-
money, was so he could.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. I am a trash bag of a person.
You don't roll well, buddy.
That's a fact. That's a goddamn
Only
fact.
in Vampire do you roll well.
That's literally the best it was. I used all 4. Ugh. Okay.
You have 4 good guesses?
Well, I have 5 good
Oh,
guesses,
Paid.
but I paid for 4.
I mean, you can pay for the 5th
Let's do
because
it.
the
Yeah.
maximum you can pay for is a +5.
You only rolled 4 times though. Did you do an initial roll?
Yeah, you get an
Yeah.
initial.
Oh,
roll.
right. Yeah. So it'd be that plus that one.
So you've got one more.
I've got one more. Yeah, I'll do it again.
That, was,
Alright.
that one was a 2.
I'm putting money into
Take the dice
Kensington.
out of your dice box.
It's running into them. It is sullying the roll.
Who cares?
Your
You
dice
apparently-
apparently.
You, when you get a 2. Why are you like this? I hate you.
I'm gonna fuck. So, all right, okay.
Was that the best one?
So of that, and I paid that, so it would be a plus what?
5.
5? Okay, so 18 is total.
18 total. Okay.
Yeah. It's fine.
That
By the end of it, I get my
is-
good guesses back, but I just lose a shit ton of money.
Yeah. I mean, that's not bad. He belongs to a couple, the most prominent of which seems to be the East India Club.
Okay.
A little bit of research is sorry, double checking something right here. Oh, otherwise known as the East India Company.
Oh. So it's like literally
Yeah,
The
an
East
offshoot.
India Company.
Okay.
yeah. It is a club for company members, apparently.
Fascinating.
Later on, it merges with public education. So yeah, in this time period, it may not actually be a club, but we're going to call it one. Just
Okay.
For
East India.
yep. So the East India Club is one. Also, he is a member of the Beefsteak Club.
Of
course he is.
I know he
How much
Fan
more
of
unlikable
America.
can this person be? He's my favorite enemy.
He is.
I like that's why I'm doing this. I'm cross-referencing which clubs he goes.
I just saw the name.
And you had
Beefsteak Club. I had to.
Mhm.
Apparently, yeah. Okay. So it's like a social club. I don't really know what it's for. I'm so not
This,
good at this.
this.
people that hate
There's a strip club in London, Ontario, Canada called Beef.
I really feel like Beefsteak Club was. How could I not?
Yeah.
It's a gentleman's club.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Absolutely.
You're basically calling that club quarter pounder.
Like, that's what exactly what that is.
Oh yeah.
We just made some choices for kids.
Yeah, we did. Anyway,
He is also a member of the Royal Aero Club.
Oh shit! That rings a bell, as it well should.
Aeronautics.
Oh,
So-
that was ARROW.
yeah,
Like an archery club.
yeah, that's
yeah, that's what I heard. too.
yeah, that's why I specified. I was like,
All
that might not. That might not.
Yeah, I
work
heard
out.
like arrow too.
Those are the main ones.
Okay.
Those seem he has open memberships at a number of other clubs, mostly ones that he does charity work for, like the Seville Club and
Mhm.
things like that. They're sort of honorary memberships. But he holds positions of like voting rights and I won't say in some perhaps leadership. The aeronautics, he does have a position of leadership in. Beefsteak, he's just an active member. And then in the East India Company, he is on the board.
Mm-hmm.
And so those are his
Shit.
three primary clubs. The Beefsteak Club is just sort of a dining club.
Mm.
I'm gonna go with.
Yeah, it is.
Allison's back, everybody.
Yeah,
Only.
you know they all get together and just tear apart some choice meat.
I don't think you even heard the comment I made
Dude,
earlier.
I don't think you did either.
That feeds right into it.
Yeah, it does.
All right. So yeah,
Okay.
I feel like that those are the primary ones that he seems to frequent.
Okay.
You do notice that he and there are reports with an 18 that he and Tristan,
Mm-hmm.
thank you. There are negotiations for Kensington to acquire that company. And that's sort of been in the business news recently.
The which company? The
To the
Oh, yeah, of course that
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Tandem Automotive, I believe,
I don't remember what it's
Yeah.
called.
something along those lines. That can be one of the subsidiaries. Looking to, because they do run machinery parts and pieces and production of which.
Mm-hmm.
And they were getting into sort of autos and trains. And Kensington and his and the East India Company have been making efforts to buy up it's an odd thing right now. So copyrights and things are only really starting to be a thing. So sometimes the best way that they can protect an investment, or at least the intellectual property of an investment, is to try to own anybody that can produce it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which leads to some real capitalistic problems as far as like monopolies and things like that go.
Standard Oil.
So,
Yeah.
That is your week. Effie. Effie, do you have a last name now?
No. Working on it.
Okay.
Effie. You don't get to know the whole one.
Oh, remind me, I have to guess about it.
Okay.
Do I know the whole?
Yeah, my real first name wasn't in the paper, was it?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so.
No.
I'm
Wait, do I know?
No. There are
Exactly.
4 people who know my real first name.
Okay.
No, your real first name was.
Cool. Good to know. I don't know what is. I know what I want to research. I don't think it is safe for me to research that thing.
That is on you.
I know it is.
Do you want me to?
Are you offering?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
What is it?
You can figure out what the fuck Tristan's doing then.
Okay. So while she's looking at what Tristan is doing, what are you looking into?
Hermetic orders.
Hermetic orders.
Yeah.
All right. Are we tossing some money at the
I'll
problem?
toss like a little bit of money at the problem. I don't have a ton of money to toss at the problem.
Okay.
I'll toss like how much do I need to toss at the problem to get anything?
150 per +1,
Okay, I'll toss 150 at the problem.
and one opportunity for if you have some sort of reroll or directive or something like that.
Okay,
So if you want to roll that ahead of time,
cool. Yeah, I had it for like the day of, but
it's a week. You can go ahead and roll it. That way you know what you need.
hey, it was 2 more.
There you go.
I'll hang out with that. Cool. What would you like for me to roll?
So I will take. You have some options. I can take investigation. I would take also history or arcana, but I really doubt you have a score in arcana.
I have a +4 in Arcana, but I would take investigation. That one is better for me.
I suspected so. I don't think any of your classes are like, here, take arcana as a skill.
With a +1 from the money.
Yep.
25.
Ooh. Come through. Well done. So working with your
She's back.
criminal contacts, you are able to piece together that there are a number of underground clubs, ones that aren't listed anywhere. They sometimes use other clubs as fronts. They sometimes just meet in private abodes and houses throughout the island. The particular club you feel strongly that you need to track down is known as the Order of Renewed Life.
That's a cult. Call your dad.
You're in a cult.
You're in a cult. Call your dad. That's a cult. Okay, a church.
The Church of Renewed Life.
Yeah, that's cultier.
No,
Goes by both.
became born again.
Yeah.
Literally
They had
the
They had their own renewal.
same reference.
Yeah.
Good. Amazing.
They, from what you can gather, they are an order that deals in a lot of myths about extending one's life, either through natural, supernatural, or mythological means. A lot of their order likes to collect or pursue artifacts or pieces that are said to influence the length of one's life. They have gone in pursuit of such things as alchemical philosopher's stones, the Holy Grail, of some have followed sort of Arthurian legends related to the Grail, but also just to the Wizard Order and Spirit of the Lake. Others have pursued things such as the Fountain of Youth, and there are a lot of bells that ring with that, and sort of that might be what Pratt was a part of. That might be where Delilah was from, or what they were pursuing in Egypt, something along those lines.
10-4.
So
Cool. I found a club.
Nailed it.
I rolled.
Good.
we'll come over here. We'll come back to Alice.
Okay. I am digging around into Tristan's business.
All right. How much money you throwing at this
A lot.
problem?
I'm maxed out.
$750. All right.
Trisness.
Trisness. The Trisness.
The Trisness.
Straight up. Is that my
Trisness.
Okay.
Luda.
Yeah.
Modified 20.
Hey. Okay.
Jesus. Plus 6.
Well, I put
Oh yeah,
5 into.
Okay.
Yeah.
Forgot about that part.
So, Tristan's business is getting ready to, from what you can piece together, Orchid has been working on a new, smaller compression engine that is wearable in sort of size and scope, safer than like the electrode wearing backpack things that you have seen a couple of the like duo riders and people doing, for self-powered propulsion devices.
They're building a jetpack.
Yeah, sort of either jetpack or like rolly suit. People have been sort of playing with different parts of it, and that's seems to be the big interest that Kensington or the East India Company have as far as buying them out, and it is driving the stock price up, but they're sort of rushing to debut it, so that
Miss Kensington, is Tristan's behavior normal in regard to all of that?
It is noted that he did not mourn the loss of his daughter-in-law terribly long before moving forward, but it does seem he's attempting to push his kids to the forefront. It looks like this is something of his last major deal or setup before they take over. At least that's the rumor.
So like, oh, maybe he's retiring soon.
Maybe. But old men running companies seem to never retire.
Came out the truth.
Looking at you, Vince McMahon.
Hey, but Brock Lesnar's champion again. That's all that matters.
But what are you up to for a week, Jeremiah? Do me a favor. Roll me a percentile.
Damn. So we're just going to coast through that.
71.
Okay. What are you up to, Jeremiah?
Oh, he's getting his own dice. I've been thinking about it since Sean's third, and I still don't know when he's
Get shit faced. How many times do I wake you up in the traditional manner?
You mean how many boxes of bullets do you have to buy?
How many pillows does he have to buy? Let's be honest.
6 of 1. I'm not going to touch it. Show you the green one there.
Okay.
Oh shit!
Seriously?
You beat her by 3?
Alice, what are you up to?
Sorry.
You're good. Think about it.
I'm trying to think of all the things. Nothing would have really clicked for her except for the whole werewolf. Like the hermetic orders, the stuff with Egypt.
The only reason I bring up hermetic orders may have clipped for you is because you know that the Jabberwocky was working through one.
Okay, that's true.
And orders of powerful people have in the past attempted to exploit or utilize products and things coming out of Wonderland. Do me a favor, just roll me not for your week. No. Roll me a d20 and add your intelligence to it.
18.
Yeah. Albion has a growing concern about since the Jabberwocky incident, there's a growing concern about steampunk technology from London making its way into Wonderland.
Okay.
So there seems to be some ongoing deal or something along those lines that may require further investigation. So that is at least a thread to pull on. You are welcome to research either of them, but at your leisure.
I think which would be more important. Probably then she'd follow that. If they were already working on it, then she would just go back and be like, hey, what do we know about this?
Mm-hmm.
Since you've been working on it, what do we know?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of thing.
Yeah,
so,
that sounds
I don't
good.
really have any money, so I can't throw anything at it. But
roll me a d4.
That's a 4. I don't know why I rolled it. It came up as a
She rolled a 4,
but
so let's count it.
No.
2.
Okay, so the Order of the Gatekeepers provides you with enough for a +2.
Okay.
Yeah, because they front your bills anyway.
Cool.
So yeah, they got some resources to throw at things occasionally.
So what am I rolling?
You can roll investigation. Yeah, or Arcana, perhaps.
So is that for a plus?
No, investigation.
Is that a +2 and 2 uses of my procedural memory? Or?
I'll allow it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
It's not better.
So that is going to be a 23.
23. Yeah, so you run afoul of a group of you're not sure about necessarily the higher ups or who is running it, but there is looks like either a duo or an auto gang that are being utilized as shipment runners for different mirror pieces. They are working with a group of chess sets, red chess sets. They're Outland Outriders.
Is that their name or just the description?
Their name.
Okay.
That's their name. Not terribly clever.
Yeah.
They seem to be the main point of contact that things are moving between the two realms. But as far as who is pulling their strings, you are unsure.
Okay.
There is a Smiley seems a bit off-put by it.
Okay.
There's something particular about whoever is pulling those strings that seems to have her in a her fur is up. So to speak.
Nice.
Oh wait, I actually ran across something I was going to. In the last day, you do find a name. It's an organization. It would be the King of Clubs.
He runs the beefsteak club.
No, that is the name of the organization.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Oh.
Out of the Crown and Anchor.
In London.
I'm going to say yes.
I think the runner of the beefsteak club is either the king of beef or just the master butcher.
It's
The
the
Burger
butcher.
King.
The Burger King.
God.
It's that weird fucking mascot.
Yeah.
That's really what I'm picturing. It's the Burger King.
Yeah. And then you're just like,
He does a performance at the end of every night.
I leave before then.
Backed up by sexy
The
hamburgers.
second,
No, the chicken fries.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
there's
second
opening,
night.
man.
Thomas leaves before that because the first night he didn't know to leave that soon.
I have to go immediately.
Just, it would be rude to leave.
Jeremiah, did you come up with anything, or you
Yeah.
just drinking the week away?
I'm
By a
going to be
nickel.
drinking, but when I wake up around 11, 12 each day,
Okay.
I'm going to work on the werewolf research.
Okay. Roll
Probably
me.
against my
What
better
sort of investigation are you going to do on that? You're going to look for weaknesses, werewolf patterns, or myths, or the individual werewolves themselves.
Well, I'm going to find out weaknesses on my own. But
You know where the Hunter's Lodge is. So
yeah.
what sort of information do you want to get? That's what I'm hoping
Yeah.
to find out.
I guess I should start with mythology and play it safe.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
start with basic, like, I'm going to be what I should learn about myself, I guess.
Okay. Sure. Roll me a history check.
Mm. 5.
Mm-hmm. What do you think Jeremiah knows about
Yeah,
werewolves?
exactly. Great. Nothing. He
Nothing?
knows nothing.
Okay.
Other than what he's experienced thus far.
Okay. Well, that's about as far as you got. Do me a favor. Roll
God.
me a ooh. Roll me a Constitution saving throw at disadvantage.
Oh. I really hope you pick out this better. Oh, no. Constitution 27.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. Oh, disadvantage 23.
God.
Okay.
Oh, he had no chance.
I know.
Mhm.
She said, poor Reggie.
Okay. You know what? I'm going to do it anyway.
A 23 and a 27.
I like it.
I do not.
So something happens, maybe you handle it.
You know what I like more than anything? Narratives.
Chaos.
Also, yes.
I'm going to refer you to the ultramodern book. Where is that life path? There it is.
What's down?
The book.
No. Oh, I mean, on your phone, whatever it may be. Under life paths, you can develop addictions. I'm going to say you've developed an alcohol addiction.
Oh, zing.
You've been drinking for 2 weeks straight.
Mm.
And while your liver may not have given out on you, you've become dependent on it.
Your mind
Hold on, were
craves
you
it.
the only person who wasn't addicted to alcohol?
I wasn't.
Really?
I have
No,
it.
I drink far fewer than him. I just drink at the
He's
same time
drank
as
just
him.
drugs, not alcohol.
No, I'm addicted to a lot of things.
Everything.
Yeah.
I'm addicted. Like
he
I
rolled
rolled,
like 3 addictions.
I rolled several addictions. The first of which being, of course, is opiates. The second one was booze. I didn't roll a third addiction, but I treat his like bizarre chronic like chain smoking as if it was,
Okay.
just because I like to throw a little bit of like societal commentary on a lot of things.
I rolled so well, and I wasted
And
2
people in the
really good
1800s,
rolls.
especially the late 1800s, were constantly smoking.
Yeah.
But storyline wise, man.
So they,
I
like,
get that.
deserved it.
Choice you made.
It is.
But you've also really
It is
doesn't-
shitty.
Like,
Own it.
This
Own
guy
it.
chose
The
But-
entire
Third,
game.
like,
once he,
though,
once he
Jeremiah
gets everything
has
back, he's not going to
heavily-
need it anymore. That's the thing, though.
Well,
Here's the fun
You
thing.
drank like every day before that, though.
Not as much, though.
Here's the
Tell
fun
me that.
thing.
you are blackout for 14 days in a row, buddy.
Yeah.
That you're addicted.
Oh, yeah.
I was
I'm not
gonna-
going to argue with that.
I was about to call you poisoned.
Yeah.
So that's what you avoided.
Here's the fun thing. Now you
Page
can write a story.
page 18 of the ultramodern book, you'll notice under tragedy, under a 3 or 4, addiction. You develop a substance addiction. You can try to kick the habit in game. You may kick it later in life habits, but it shouldn't be easy. If separated from your fix for more than a day, you are poisoned until your addiction is satisfied. Roll. We already know what yours is.
Mm.
Yours is alcohol.
Okay, I don't agree. I got that.
Unless you want to roll and see if you get different addiction.
Like,
you black out drunk for 2 weeks.
I'm
and now
addicted.
you're
Lola
addicted
is
to
addicted to
opiates.
caffeine, even as a vampire.
If you want,
honestly,
like,
I'm fine with it. Like, because, like, that's what he's going to be until he gets his life back.
Which is fine, but it is.
Well,
It's a thing.
I mean, I still drink it from a flask already, so it doesn't really affect.
well, let's be real clear about one thing. Alcoholism is not fine ever.
I was about to say we were
Yeah.
kind of dismissing it.
It's really not.
It's actually
Okay,
it destroys
I don't
lives.
mean it
Yeah.
like that.
It destroys
No.
lives.
Okay.
No, we know that
Yeah.
that's not what you mean. It's the
Okay.
same thing as earlier, where it's like
Gameplay
nobody
wise.
important died.
Yeah.
No, yeah, like that's
Gameplay wise,
Nobody
the
wants
mechanics that
more
can be
story.
dealt with.
Yeah.
if you're
Gameplay wise,
careful.
it's not a huge effect. You can literally roll a character when you're building something that is unplayable.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because
So,
if you have a chronic illness and you roll poorly,
yeah.
you,
it can be rough.
You literally cannot play the character. You could die at any moment.
Yeah. Like I have the same addiction. I have 2. in fact.
Many of the
So-
players deal with the addictions.
Yeah.
It is just. I think it's a good reflection of the gameplay choices that
Yeah.
are
Right,
being
right,
made,
yeah.
which is why I superseded the rule.
Mm.
So I apologize. Sometimes it's shitty to do that.
Can
but
I
think
can I
it's
save
important.
that 15 for my next roll?
No.
Worth a shot. It was worth a shot.
Yeah.
It was, I do not mind you asking.
It's not. I didn't even ask for the 19. I asked for the 15.
I know. and
Now you and
appreciate
I
that.
can collaborate on a story that explores the horrors of alcoholism.
And if you
Yeah.
want to read that, join our Discord.
There's fun stuff on there too.
Yeah.
There are memes.
To be fair,
Yeah, there's funny things.
Touched on,
like to post
I touched
the
on
same
that.
memes sometimes
I touched on
once
that
in a while.
topic like a little bit, very lightly in a story I did with you.
We did we got a Scientology personality test. up
Yeah,
there
you
on
did.
today. So
It
Yeah.
was also a really interesting
It's a very
conversation
sad
about
letter.
Lovecraft.
yeah, that
Yeah.
was a really good conversation.
That was,
I was
liked
at
that a
work
lot.
at the time, so I couldn't really butt in, but
very
No.
sad.
I enjoyed
Uh-huh.
reading it.
You guys gather up a week later. You have done some research. These are
What do you
these,
call it, the tent?
Yeah.
Or the-
Mm.
we'll call it the 10. Let's say we get today. Go.
Scary.
Yeah. Um,
All right.
What would you guys like to do? 9 a.m.
Well,
on the
good.
10th.
Good morning, everybody. I like to think we.
Show up at 9:30 by stepping through the mirror.
Okay.
So have a conversation.
Have you installed a mirror now?
She has a key that she wears.
Yeah.
So you can use any mirror. You can use any mirror, but you have to know where you are when you start, and you have to know where you're going. Otherwise, you can get lost.
Which is, I didn't.
I'm assuming they have a mirror somewhere in there. Aren't you in like a study?
I assume it's.
Oh, it's like the wall disappears on the study. The wall garage door is up.
Doesn't it have 4 walls?
Yeah,
Or
sure.
is it like a pavilion?
No.
A gazebo.
I mean, I'm going to be honest. My living room doesn't have a mirror in it.
That's.
Nor
You
does
don't
my.
live in Victorian England. This is a big deal.
I-
they had them over fireplaces. all
I
the
don't,
time.
but I do have a
Okay.
townhome, which I
Okay.
think is what
We
most.
just have ours over a fireplace, and she walks out and she forgets it's above a fireplace, and she just
No.
Why would she forget it's above a fireplace?
No.
How would you like?
Why do
I
you
think that
want
we
people
should-
to get hurt?
And
because it's
in your mind,
Character, dude.
you came in Eric's scenario. She comes out of the mirror and then goes underneath.
There's a mantle.
She does a swing. Let's say like some sort of like Indiana Jones with like
Is she going through?
into the flames.
Is she going? Does she have a portal gun? Is she going through?
It's like when like cats
Or is she
don't
just,
realize
like-
there's something there and they just
Or is she just like some like eldritch horror
she
bound
just
like?
walks out the mirror, forgets on a mantle, and just kind of falls off. That's all I was thinking.
I was imagining that scenario that she was like this weird like eldritch horror bound Santa that was like, you are bound to all fireplaces. Just sucked into it. Like, no.
I thought you were trying to say like she falls into the flames.
No.
My favorite enemy.
That would be awful.
My favorite enemy,
That's why we're all
fireplaces.
confused.
That was odd. That would be awful.
That's why we all went.
No, I thought she just keeps walking, you forget there's a mantle, and like it's not on a floor, and she just falls
I would
forward.
picture this big old Victorian style fireplace that they have this huge mantles you can
Okay.
literally walk on.
Yeah. I see. When you were talking, I was wondering if you brought in like a
like a full
like a
length mirror.
freestanding like full length mirror that you could easily come through. Yeah,
You can
no,
chop through hand mirrors, but
yeah, no. That's because I was like, no, you can't go through a hand mirror. Then I was like, oh, maybe like a sink mirror. That's a little small. You're not big, like
No, she's not
Alice.
big at all.
Yeah,
They'll just
No.
crawl through like the garage.
we'll get you a good sized mirror. Well, fireplace mirror.
Yeah.
Sure, fireplace mirror.
I was literally picturing like one of those big, like
Cool.
like fireplaces.
That's fine.
like one of the standing ones with a base and stuff. Not
No,
like
like literally a mirror
Oh,
on the
okay.
wall, like set
Alright.
above
Yeah.
like the
Alright.
fireplace.
I
will draw you a picture.
I had never imagined it with a fireplace, but I'm good with it.
Every time because you kept saying study, and I'm just picturing
Yeah.
like this old Victorian study, and I always pictured us as when we were drinking, mostly sitting around the at the
fire.
time not
Staring
being
at
used,
each-
but now
staring
that
at
it's
ourselves.
September,
Yeah.
you probably heard, no, because we're sitting down, so it's
Okay.
up there. Maybe
It's like-
Thomas. Sorry, he's sitting drinking, fixing
Yeah.
his hair.
I'm sorry, did you bitches say something?
Jesus Christ, Alice! Don't do that.
Oh, I'm here now.
You are 9:30.
We haven't even had
In
the
like a
conversation.
normal person.
I did.
No.
No, that's what she does apparently. That's how she leaves too.
There's so much that I
You
don't
call
like
us an
about that.
Alice goodbye.
There's so much that I just
I'm
dislike
gonna
about
name a
that.
drink that. I'm gonna make a drink and call it an Alice goodbye.
It's just vodka.
Maybe. It's just absent.
Upside down
No, that's
next to a
exactly.
cinnamony fireball.
Oh, but it should probably be on fire. That's goodbye.
This will be a layered drink.
It's an Alice goodbye. I just get really attached to it and then I blow it up.
We can joke
What
about
is
it
wrong
now.
with you?
What?
What?
Nothing. It was just a weird train of thought. I'm an alcoholic. Anyway.
We can joke about it now.
Yeah. One day I'll tell you the story. It was a weird day.
Dude.
Did I?
Yes.
I'm an alcoholic.
Alcoholism is a real problem.
It
Wait,
is.
did Thomas tell Effie the story?
Yes.
Or did John tell Courtney the story?
Thomas did tell
Okay.
every story.
Well, then why are you questioning?
What? Mhm.
No,
So
doesn't,
you know. Right,
yeah.
still doesn't make me like it more.
Yeah.
You don't understand what's
If
going
it
on.
helps out.
Right.
Hello.
Either way,
Party.
Lola, I am glad you are here. Is Jeremiah here?
Just
Is he present? Jeremiah, I'm terribly vexed and concerned for your safety. I'm curious as to whether or not you are awake.
If you don't get up, he's gonna get you again.
He's passed out.
I'm gonna do it again. I'm like, well, you all explain. I have very little to really report, but I'm sure y'all have quite a lot to talk about.
As you are returning, as you're about to go.
Yeah, like I'm pulling my gun out.
Please. I can't buy any more bets.
Wait, how many times have we done this?
Arthur, I think that Jeremiah should have to live with it.
Which is fine. I have, however, rigged something up.
Oh, God. I don't like where this is going.
I love wherever this is going.
Do y'all want to go up and watch?
You are welcome to, however, I should, for propriety's sake, let you all know that he is often a...
Arthur, you just said the word propriety while looking straight at me. Are you shitting me?
What is?
I was attempting to avert my gaze, but
You couldn't help it.
I couldn't.
His dick's out, is what he's saying.
Arthur? Oh.
He sleeps in the nude, apparently.
Mine?
Well, not Arthur. No, we can clearly see Arthur has no... I don't mean where I was going to say that. Arthur does not have any visible... As best I can
How high are you right now?
at any given time or this moment.
Right
specifically?
now.
Well, we're starting to plateau.
Good, great. This is that's how we're starting this.
I haven't taken anything. It's just early.
I have taken the liberty of designing a rather effective alarm system.
I'm ready.
He leads you all outside.
I hope it's a American arm that hits the
I
head.
gladly follow.
Yeah. As he leads you, so like there's the study, the wall goes up, and often when he does the wall going up, there's like a special puzzle box that he kind of manipulates, and it creates the specific gear crank necessary to like turn the thing, and then the wall garage door style lifts up.
Mm-hmm.
He has created a similar sort of a manipulable crank shaft outside of the detective's domicile. And he brings the puzzle box over and he manipulates it a bit and he sticks it on there and he turns it and you hear it click, 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 like he's winding a clock. And he gets it just about a quarter turn and he pulls it off and you begin to hear like ding, 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 ding. It begins to get a little louder, and then it goes.
This is an alarm clock.
And then it stops, and then the bed shoots straight up, flinging Jeremiah into the wall.
Abby's just gonna sip her drink.
I would like you to make a dexterity. Well, you auto fail
Disadvantage.
dexterity. So
Yeah,
you're
No,
asleep.
I cannot be.
You're asleep.
No way, I got rid of that. Damn.
Being asleep means you are unconscious, my dude. You auto fail strength and dex saves.
Amazing.
So you go flying into the wall. You wake up with 11 points of bludgeoning damage
and an audience.
and an audience.
8 out of 10.
Well, I mean, not in like size, but perhaps in style, perhaps.
For form.
Blanket, Jeremiah.
About the,
Huh?
the
I got
machine
flung out of bed. I had to walk
going.
all the way across the room to get back to it.
Jeremiah.
How's
The blankets
how's Lola
and
feeling
pillows
right now?
went with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You come
Jeremiah.
out to watch.
First of all, good morning.
Good morning.
You're welcome. And put some goddamn pants on, will you? Will you sleep with some underoos, you piece of shit?
I mean, it's my room.
Right, you can be a drunk, but at least have some class, goddammit. I know, it's
Who
just
are you?
it's funny when I say it. Come on, I'll get you a drink, you piece of shit.
Well, now, I'm going back to building my leg.
Rory's leg.
Yes, we are assuming joint custody of the
Like
leg.
your leg, baby.
It is my leg, baby. I have put quite a bit of effort into it.
I
Why does
don't-
leg baby make me uncomfortable?
Same.
I shouldn't be uncomfortable by much, but that did. All
Cool
right.
with this, but
Oh no, that's fucking
Well, let's going
hilarious.
back to the.
Yeah.
Back to the study, you guys go.
Yeah.
Jeremiah
Should go to
takes.
bed every morning.
Well, not every morning.
Maybe could you just throw ice water on him?
Right.
We could just leave him behind, honestly.
My way's
More fun?
funnier.
Instructive.
Yeah. No, it's funnier.
I agree.
I enjoy it more. And by this point, I think he'd be used to it.
Or death.
That would also be.
That is a win-win
That's
scenario.
Mom.
Ma-
Mom.
You just got super hardcore tinnitus.
Yeah.
Uh,
That would
I
be
finally, and about like half an hour later, like the other day, walked in.
when are we gonna get off this boat? We're not.
No, not about
Uh,
We're in the park, dude.
So, who found anything else?
Orchid's trying to build a propulsion device.
Orchid's trying to build a propulsion device.
What for?
Who's orchid?
My.
Oh, she's a lovely
Uh,
girl.
No, she's not. Um.
Oh,
She's the.
Tickled me. I don't know.
Wait,
I had to.
She's got
Hey,
how does that
baggage.
affect Isolde?
I had a hay penny.
Or
for
she's
every
just
time.
kind of awake.
I saw that.
Oh, Isolde's
exchange.
awake. She's
Oh,
an
okay.
early riser.
Oh.
Yeah, man. She,
She's probably out doing
Like she
yoga.
just wakes up to me
Yeah.
flying over.
She's on the roof doing yoga or something because she didn't want to be
We
around
think
for
about
this.
getting her. We go,
Calisthenics.
it's fine.
When we like to leave, it's just like, go back to bed. Just-
It's safe now.
Isolde can leave him safely at
Yeah.
Vauxhall. She
No.
does have other legitimate business that she participates in.
yeah. I assume
So-
also like at least a passing notion of personal space issues. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I only mention it because it seems like it's the big thing they're pushing before he retires or perhaps passes it on.
Interesting.
Maybe.
I found a very scary sounding order. Called the Order of Renewed Life, which doesn't at all sound like a cult.
That sounds like parents.
Right? That's what I was thinking. They want to live forever. And find things that make them live forever.
Well, who doesn't?
Yeah, but they're like weird and creepy about it.
I
I
imagine.
mean, not
perhaps
everyone's
someone
creepy.
No, they are.
would. Fascinating.
Well,
Well,
they're trying to avoid old age or are they trying to become immortal?
Extend their life, I think was the sentiment.
Fascinating. I spent some time keeping an eye on Kensington.
How is that?
Well, he's Kensington.
Mhm.
I found out where he hangs out
Mhm.
a little bit. He's on the board of the East India Company, the East India Club. He hangs out at the Beefsteak Club as well.
Oh, does he now?
He does. I'm unfamiliar with its activities. And
Have any of us heard of the Beefsteak Club?
Let me make a history check.
We all just want to know if we know.
everything pales in
A
The
10.
most useless natural 20 I'm ever going to roll.
A 10.
You know what
You
it is,
say
buddy.
you say the word
I rolled a
useless.
21 and I don't think I'd know, but whatever.
I got a 17.
You went once.
Natural 20 for a
Let-
22.
Allison's like, did you say the Beefsteak Club?
Smiley can tell you about it. That sounds
Maybe I
good.
had a mission there.
Maybe you did.
God, I'm so unhappy. with
Was
this right
Genuine
now.
playing? You had a mission there.
I was looking for you.
I'm going to legitimately read you
Oh, God.
Please, God.
Please
the.
do.
Did you find it?
Well,
You want us to
I
try to,
had
like,
the list
mouth-
right here.
Give us a mouth along.
I just
with
went
it,
to
so
the
it looks like we're
Wikipedia.
relaying
Uh-huh.
the information.
Yes, please. pantomime.
Beefsteak Club is the name or nickname of several 18th and 19th century male dining clubs in Britain and Australia. that celebrated the beefsteak as a symbol of patriotic and often Whig concepts of liberty and prosperity.
I was right.
You
They
hear
are
all
fans
these
of
things coming out of
America.
Jeremiah's mouth.
So it's like this weird nationalist meat club.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a steak of the month club
Let's go there.
for liberty.
For
For
libertarians.
liberty. And libertarians.
He's just like the beefsteak club is.
Like I'm just like drinking a whiskey as I
He doesn't
like,
remember saying it. They're like, actually, that's right.
Let's go there.
Right. Well, he
Whoa.
attends.
I was like,
No, hold on.
I've been there. And they don't
Hold
like
on, hold on, hold on.
Are you going to
hold
read
on.
us the Yelp reviews? Because if you don't,
I want to, but hold on. At week, okay, there's another paragraph. I'm skipping over that one because it's legitimate history. This is good.
oh yeah, who needs the legitimate history of it?
Not
don't-
us.
At the weekly meetings, the members wore a blue coat and buff waistcoat with brass buttons bearing a gridiron motif and the words beef and liberty. The steaks and baked potatoes were accompanied by porch or porter. After dinner, the evening was given up to noisy revelry. The club met almost continuously until 1867. Sir Henry Irving continued its tradition in the late 19th century. The Sublime Society was revived in 19th. So, whatever. In our world, the Beefsteak Club still exists.
Yeah.
Kensington is a member.
Caitlin, if the name of this episode is the Beef and Liberty, I'm quitting the channel.
give me liberty and give me beef.
only those two things. Those
Nothing
two
else.
things do I need.
Give me beef. Give me liberty.
Jeez, Patrick Henry was very different.
This is how he is in R. In all
Take our
history.
liberty.
I love that you can narrow down. I love that you can narrow down their issues to like two causes, right? Like they have two causes that they champion. We're into liberty, and you're like, oh, that's really intense. Like, what else do you guys both believe in? Meat, specific. Well, like chicken and fish and stuff. Like beef from cows.
The symbol of liberty.
English cows. And you're like, all right. Cows that have known the taste of libertine grass. They are fed on freedom. You're just like, what the fuck?
All this holy clip that.
None of that nonsense. Meat sauce here. No beef.
I'm gonna
Of
just.
all the things I thought that would derail one of our nights. This
Can I
is-
put some Worcestershire sauce on it?
You realize why it was also in Australia because some of the criminals were members of this and decided they needed
They got to Australia and they're like,
Where
they're
they're
like,
meeting.
no more of this.
I'm going to leave.
No more
Courtney.
kookaburra. No more kangaroo. I won't eat koala again. Bring me a cow.
They really-
I am free. I deserve beef.
Tony,
So the
they
beef's-
really miss their meetings.
for a while. It was like, what is that thing in L5R? I heard like the people who can only eat fish, but they live on a mountain, so they have like fish that's nothing. It's called like mountain fish or something. I heard it. I read about it.
Okay.
What did you lose?
Nothing.
For a while in Australia, it was Australian
hiding a
beef, which
little
is just like kangaroo beef.
Kangaroo.
They have like a taco shaped ship that just comes in and just like, here you go. And they have
Probably
like
the monks
Remember
that
how
like
we're being done at
Tagashi.
10 tonight,
monks.
guys? I'm going to be the one who does it. Let's steer it back on course.
You're right.
Sure,
You're not
sure.
wrong.
Steer it back on
All
course.
right, let's get on.
As much as I
course.
love a good derailing.
Steer it back on course.
God damn it, Allison! God damn it! I've done such a good job of being serious. Put the tantric joke away. Put it away right now, Sean.
No.
Please spend 5 weeks with
Yes. Oh,
Allison, you had it. You had it for like a moment. Why did you do this?
No power here.
Not my circus, not my monkeys.
Yeah. I'm
It is your
all right.
circus right now, though.
No, it's not. It's
I'm a
my
visitor,
circus.
My circus is out of town.
and you know what? I love your
in
goddamn circus.
All right, let's jump back in. So you guys share some information.
I'll share with you guys the stuff about
Oh yeah.
the Outland Outriders. You want to maybe keep an eye on them. Cool. Do me a solid.
I have no idea what an Outland Outrider is, but I have an inkling now, so thank you very much.
That's where they go themselves.
I know that apart from the Beefsteak Club,
I think we should go there.
I do not. Something inside my soul tells me we should avoid that beefsteak.
You don't have a great love for beef and liberty. You are not the man I thought I knew.
And
Uncle Tibor is a member.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
He's
he fucking
absolutely a member.
and they
Yeah,
call him
yeah.
T-Bone. There is.
They all have beef-related nicknames.
Who is this?
I will just say, Uncle Tibor, he does not always eat beefsteak, but when he does.
Oh God!
Are we back now?
They call Kensington Lord Heifer. Anyway, and there's also the Royal Arrow Club.
Oh, didn't they make the what's it called? Big fancy that blew up.
Right. Well,
Borealis.
no.
They are more
no.
enthusiasts. The Borealis was a private.
It was a
The
private net,
Kingston
right?
Arrow Company created the Borealis.
Yes, that is a
Arrow.
company.
Ah,
Yeah, the Kingston Arrow Company is separate from the Royal Arrow.
why are there
Right.
so many arrow clubs?
Well, it's 1888. The world is afire with aviation. Who knows? It's a fun time. I want to partake in it. Either way, the Royal Arrow Club was of some note to me. Kensington is a member, and he is a member of some standing. But what interested me more was the fact that that name did ring a bell. And when I went back and checked with my notes, Christopher Pratt was also a member of this club as well.
Interesting.
So I believe, perhaps, anyway, they would have run into each other on any number of occasions.
Likely.
I don't know if that puts us any closer to establishing a definite link between Kensington and the orders, but it does put them in the same room at the same time, which is enough for me to draw wild and unsubstantiated accusations,
Of course.
which I will gladly posit towards that awful man,
I would
whom I
expect
will
nothing
kill
less.
one day.
I know you will.
Right. I just need a mildly justifiable reason.
Do you?
At this point, I believe I'm justified.
Totally get the whole American thing. They really are crazy.
Hey,
It is all right.
Listen, I think y'all are crazy because every time I mention beefsteak, for some reason, you
at
guys
that
get really
look,
excited.
I just opened up.
I think
Like, I
it's
put a
funny.
flask of blood in, like,
We'd explain it to you later.
on me because
Yeah,
it's practical.
it is.
I just
One might say you're addicted to
To eating?
to eat it.
Yeah, she is addicted to eating.
We're
Lola
all
does have an addiction,
We're all addicted to
actually.
eating. That's why we go to the
Can we-
beefsteak club.
It's true. Right.
So, what would you guys like to do?
Well, since the beefsteak club is apparently out, I think we'll have to go to Plan B.
It's off the table.
What was
It's
that?
already been served. Take it away.
Stop it.
Never.
Funny now 'cause
What was
it's
It's
the
never a
name
good
of
night
the
when I'm the
culty
serious
then?
one, Cody.
This is a great night. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I've picked my battle. I'm too tired. Let's do it.
So
Talk
yes,
about
did you want to
beefsteak
go
for
to that
another hour.
everlasting life thing? I would like to see how they're
Oh, yeah.
approaching it.
I certainly think it's the closest thing to the type of organization that we're looking into, if nothing else.
Honestly, I wouldn't mind doing that as well.
Yeah.
What I would like to do is take out the werewolves, but we all know.
Yeah, I think that's liable to get us all murdered.
I will-
immediately.
I will
More
remind
horribly.
you guys did have the idea initially of how many lady werewolves does he have left? 2?
Something like that.
No,
maybe.
3. Yeah, he had 5.
Sure. Yes, I wrote it down
Hunting them
somewhere.
down.
He had 5 betas. You were thinking of thinning the pack.
Yeah.
So that is also a possibility.
Is he going to make you a beta werewolf?
No, his base is a ladies.
That's what he said.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty sure.
If I
ladies
turn,
can
you're
be men
first.
too.
Well,
That's
Mr. Killer Miller's got all ladies.
That's his name, Killer Miller.
Yes, it is. It's awful, isn't it? He's American.
Oh, okay. That's
It makes more sense now, doesn't it?
Aren't two of your best friends American?
Yes. I love you all dearly. Great.
No.
James the Killer Miller.
I forgot. I knew it was with a J. I didn't know if it was James or John, so I just left it out.
Because the way you did it, you made it seem like that was his actual name, like Steel Cage, Killer Miller.
Huh? I didn't know. Never
What
met
does he
him.
look like?
Hmm?
No one's ever
We've
met
never
him.
met him, no. We've just dealt with
Oh.
the ladies.
Wait, but you never met him, then how did he get...
Different werewolf. He's not the only. The alpha's not the only one who can turn. Apparently.
Interesting.
Yes,
And
quite.
the other one's in Ireland right now.
Reggie, yes.
Yeah, Red is in Ireland right now. He had some business to take care of.
Well, did you want to take a look at
The church.
the
or-
church of
or
the
did you want to
bullshit
go
long
to
life?
church, or did you want to try to kill a werewolf?
I would like.
I know what his answer's going to be, but we should ask anyway.
Oh, well.
Killing a werewolf will not be Jeremiah.
Well, I assumed that unless you
I
had...
vote for killing.
I'd assumed you would.
Now you find around the betas?
They can't
We're
issue
gonna-
orders, but they can just as well turn any of us.
My primary question is this. If we go and we find these werewolves, are we expecting to find the alpha?
No.
If we find the alpha, we have to retreat.
The specific idea is to thin the
Thin.
pack of his lady betas, because there are multiple hierarchies. Right below him, he came with 5 French women.
Mm-hmm.
2 of them you have found and killed.
Yeah.
There are 3 that remain. They are the ones that are
It is not the weekend. They are not going to be out recruiting. It is neither the weekend nor a full moon. We would have to push the timeline further. It is a Wednesday.
my
2 days.
my greater concern.
Countdown for him though.
Yep, I am not just presenting options.
My greater concern there, and I respect the idea. I truly do. I understand what it is like. Realizing something about yourself that you desperately need to change. But things being what they are right now, if we were to pursue these werewolves, it is conceivable in our current company, no offense, my dear Miss Bradley, that something awful could befall us, as seems to have become something of a trend when we do. And the more that happens there, the more terrible things that occur to each and every one of us, the less likely it is that we will be able to take on this alpha. And thus, any chance of returning you and Reg to your previous unburdened states. However, that is a risk. That is what we signed on for. So, with that being said, and I find myself equal, and so I defer to the greater wisdom of the collective. I understand the need for both, and I will gladly accompany.
Other votes?
I'm actually fairly interested in the church. Or the cult, as you keep saying.
I'm sorry, Jeremiah, but the group we have here, if we get bit,
We're fucked.
we're
all
fucked. And this isn't the group to try to fight from a distance.
Unless you think if I ask them very, very nicely, they'll just lay down and stop bothering us.
I'll fight with you, Jerry.
I'll go with you. I'm not saying I wouldn't.
I'll raise holy hell for you. You know that.
What's in this church?
A hermetic order.
They might have been responsible, potentially, for the death of Christopher Pratt, which I know doesn't mean much in and of itself, but perhaps he knew something. Perhaps he acquired something, this ankh we're hearing so much about. Perhaps it has some special meaning to them, which leads to something greater. We know they were conjuring unholy spirits and summoning demons and implanting them in the bodies of others. It happened to enough of us. We have confirmed. If we don't get to the bottom of it, well, they've already demonstrated their power. Who knows what else they can do?
These are the people who are opening the portals.
Yes.
Yes, I'm
All
very
roads
interested in them.
seem to lead to that particular Rome, yeah.
It seems then that I've been outvoted.
We're making evening plans, Jeremiah. We're not choosing a lifestyle.
Listen, don't take it like that, Jerry. If I die tonight, I don't want you to be mad at me. Listen, it's
You've
a
shot a
possibility every
gun
night.
next to my head 36 times.
Well, it wasn't every night. Or
Yes,
every
but-
morning.
Yes, but that was funny.
Was it?
Yes.
Was it?
Very.
Oh, great.
The bed thing.
That was also very funny.
Honestly, Jerry, you drink too much.
We're worried about you. This is an intervention.
I just stare at you.
Hello, pot. This is the kettle.
But besides, if you're going to drink like that, let me teach you. It's going to get rough from here on in. Let me tell you what.
I like my style. I'm fine.
All right. Enjoy them shakes. Anyway, all right. I believe that is 3 for the potential church. And 1 against, 1 undecided, as it were. That makes our path clear. To the church we go.
Okay. I would like all of you
Church.
to roll investigation checks for me, please.
Wow.
Listen, I can miss any message.
I got 6.
Investigation?
Mhm.
17.
Mhm.
19. Sorry.
I got a 19.
21.
Okay.
6.
6.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Sick.
America! 6, yeah!
You guys put together. The church usually meets on the weekends.
Mhm.
Not a lot of weekday meetings. British work to do
Mm.
on Parliament and such.
Helps.
I would know.
I know. They do tend to meet on the weekends. You guys are able to, with Smiley's help, you do dig up the location of their next meeting. It's gonna be, you get the address. It's down on King Street. Wherever that is. Do I particularly know?
King Street. Look,
Yeah.
Do we know if they usually hold early service, late
They
service, evening,
What kind of affair is this?
it is
midnight mass?
do we bring a goat?
Do we bring robes?
It is usually an evening service.
Mm.
You have to be invited.
Mm-hmm.
However, you rolled pretty well on your investigation checks. you know that there are two primary places that they bring members in to and from. There are essentially two types of members. There are the high class members who are often recruited from positions of power, but also from churches, hospitals, from places. They're often people that have either life-threatening illnesses or ailments themselves, or that family members have. And then the other type of quote-unquote member are lower-class individuals, almost exclusively terminal, from hospitals and asylums. They serve as the guinea pigs, so to speak, for these tests of immortality.
Perfect. I assume you all sort of relay this information.
Yeah, we'll call it a group effort.
Okay.
Well, I mean, sixes, but still, group effort.
Yeah, we were just like, what did you do this weekend? Also,
Both of you.
yeah,
Played mahjong. Land.
I did.
Did you miss his mahjong? Your mahjong?
No, we didn't. We went back and
I don't know. I don't know if I understand this game. I'm just watching over your shoulder.
right. It's an odd game, but I mean, yeah. Once you get it, it's actually quite a lot of fun. Have you ever played Go? Now that's a game.
Oh,
I don't get it either, but I just put things down and I hope for the best. Won twice.
you're not even convinced you actually won.
Yeah,
You're just they
won twice.
were like, yeah, hey, good job. And you're like, oh, I won.
Yeah.
All right.
I guess so.
God damn
It was a weird ass game.
That sounds about right.
They didn't explain it to me at all. I don't speak Japanese, but I speak Chinese, and I'm just like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, try playing Japanese chess.
Oh God, that one's rough too.
Good.
First time I ever played Go, I legitimately played it, and they didn't really tell. They gave me an overview, and I was like, "Can I do this?" And they're like, "Mm-hmm." I was like, "Okay." What have I done? And they were like, "Everything bad." And I was like, "What?" it was one sphere. It was one bead, and they're like, "Mm-hmm." I was like,
I'm not even sure I know which one Go is.
It's the one where so the goal of Go is to just encapsulate your enemy. You capture the most territory.
Is it like Othello?
Yeah, it's similar to that. It's just like black and white tiles that go on top of things. It's like a battlefield simulator almost, but you box things in and then you have the most. But it's really difficult.
Yeah.
It's like chess on steroids times 1,000. And you're like, God damn it.
All right. So you guys have gathered up a bit of information. Sorry that it's not an immediate seeming path. That is something that you may want to set up for in the future, lay some groundwork for. Or you can try to bust your way in there, I suppose. It's up to you guys. What would you like to do?
Well, do we want to appeal to them as high class or low class?
Well, frankly, I can probably pass as diseased.
They might be interested in the girl with no heart.
Maybe that.
Or maybe the member of yours who has a terminal illness.
I won't destroy you. What do you mean? Jerry, what kind of terminal illness do you have?
Well,
Last time I saw you.
I'm sure that would count.
I don't know if people touching and fondling you.
I would say fondling.
Fondling you against your will might not be the best idea for him.
I also don't know if going in as the class is going to give us any information.
I'm not saying all of us go in as lower class. I'm saying some of us do, and some of us come in as our vaunted superiors. some of which I would assume you have recent experience with. And Jerry, you know how to behave yourself in polite company. Alice, I know you do. So maybe that. You're slowly dying of something. we can't figure it out. And I'll wing it. What a fun pun.
So what's the idea, guys?
Is that what we want to go with? That was me just winging that idea. If you want to go in and these are the high class handlers. Like these are us. You can be like, these are our servants, or if you want to make it all just like across the board, like these are our family members from out of town. It doesn't make any sense, but here you go. You could just be like, these are our servants. They're sick. They're gonna infect the family. They're gross. Take them, burn them, or whatever you do.
And I mean, why don't we just pretend we're interested in prolonging our own lives?
Is that
maybe you have a genetic disease?
Is that common knowledge?
Breckenridge's plague.
Is that common knowledge? I'm just asking, is this common knowledge that they dabble in immortality?
I asked a couple of assholes that I used to know, in an alley, so yeah.
Right, but you know how alleys can be. They just get everywhere.
You're not wrong.
But that does the lay person... does the lay person know that they dabble in immortality?
No, but
okay.
We're not lay people.
Right, but then we have to explain why we are not lay people.
I just said perhaps your dear father has passed away from a genetic disease and you just found out you're a carrier. Now you're panicking.
You've been asking around. Someone
you
mentioned...
don't look well. I'm pretty sure we could pull it off.
I look fine. I'm just a little jaundiced.
Don't drink for 2 days and we'll take you in.
Oh, he'll look awful.
On the weekend.
Miss Natalie, that is a low blow even for you. I don't...
That was an honest suggestion, but okay.
No, you're right, but it is a good idea. Easily discernible, and I might not act like myself too much. You'll have to staple my mouth shut.
And if we need to fake a recovery, it'd be relatively easy to slip you
remarkably simple.
Yes, please finish that sentence.
Some gin?
I'll hand you what I got in my pockets and you can wash it down with a good sprig, but that's a good idea. I'm afraid the cumulative hangover might literally kill me, but that's a good idea.
I'm so shocked. It's fine. We'll take you to a bedpost so you can't drink anything.
All right.
I'm sure someone will be willing to watch you.
Clarify our roles, however.
We gotta clarify the roles.
You stay with him.
I usually do.
While he's tied to the bed.
I will.
You're our patient who's recently discovered that his father died of an illness.
Yes. I am a...
Alice has made her own assumptions about you.
Right. I will be the unfortunate afflictee. I'm not looking forward to these next couple of days. Jeremiah, what have you got in that flask?
Whiskey.
Come on, send me off with some pride. Jesus.
I'm just looking at you surprised, why don't you have your own?
I do. I'm trying to double up for the next a couple of days. I've done this before. I know how it goes. Damn.
So you're the one seeking help.
Mm-hmm.
I see that.
If you had imagined you could speak on his behalf as his
wife,
wouldn't be the first time.
Well, then there you go. So, poor Thomas's father died ill. He's taken a poor turn. And you're seeking other ways.
Less traditional
to keep
means of...
We have 2 days. We can spread it about that someone is looking.
Right.
We gotta have it.
Let's not a whisper campaign.
If they have any, I've been through this before. If they have any physicians of reasonable merit on hand, I might be able to see what's up.
They think they can find magic onks that can make them live forever. I don't know if they have any physicians of merit.
Do those magic onks make people live forever?
I don't have an answer for you.
Well, I guess it comes down to, do you believe in magic?
In a young girl's heart.
I mean, it stands to reason that it is at the very least. And I just sort of like conjure like a very small like galaxy in the hands. At the very least, it's believable. That being said, we're gonna look for. I will have shakes, profuse sweating. I will likely be screaming. I will vomit. And I will be cold and clammy to the touch, despite the gratuitous sweating. There may be a fever involved. Perhaps not. Depends. And to be quite frank, I do not know what the residual effects of morphine withdrawal will do to me, because I rarely go too much without it. But I do not suspect it will be pleasant. There will perhaps be greater shaking in a method that I cannot control. But we need something to explain that away. An experienced physician, Reggie, would be able to see that on me.
Well, but if you're suffering from a double withdrawal, I was going to say you could probably just go with one, but might throw a bit of a wrench in the works.
It may. And that was my idea. And if physician worth their salt has seen a drunk without a drink. But you're gonna have to talk it up.
Did we find anything about whether or not they had any like actual doctors, or was it just the crazy people?
No, they recruit from hospitals.
But like actual doctors and nurses?
You suspect so.
What would happen by chance?
You're looking at me.
I don't like this smirk.
I am.
Oh no.
I am. If we know, what would happen by chance? Not if I was bitten by Lola, but if I partook of her blood. If I drank it like as a shot, right? And just like hit it, what would happen?
Thomas, have I ever
If you die and get buried, you'll.
That's not. Is that what happened? I don't think you just like steal their blood.
You have to.
It's got to be like a conscious
It's an
choice.
exchange of blood. That's what makes you turn when you get buried.
But it's not an exchange. Either way, it's a one-sided thing, really.
I mean, I suppose.
Yeah, or is that how it works?
Does it
Is
have
it
to
just
be
like
the
if
same
I,
vampire?
or would it be just like
What you know is
you were there when Lucy turned.
Yeah.
yeah?
So as much information as you have, you know how Lucy turned Lola. That's about the extent of the information you have. Yeah, Lola was dead. She fed on what remained. She gave Lola her blood, and then they buried her.
Okay.
And
Mm,
a day later,
right.
that's what you know.
I just think that if we did that and it wasn't like terribly fatal, it's entirely possible that it could be. But if we had any idea that it wasn't, it could be an interesting illness to bring them like, whoa.
Did you say that out loud?
Yeah.
It's the stupidest idea you've ever had.
I know. I've had
If you want to vomit blood, I'll punch you in the kidneys.
That might also work. But we got to do it right before.
How about the liver? Because we know your liver is much weaker already.
I need that.
I don't want to actually kill him.
Why don't everyone die?
I don't.
If
What about
I lose
I need
that,
that. Are you sure? I need that. Sorry.
No, you're absolutely right.
God damn it.
All right. Then in that case, we'll. All right. I'm not. Is that the plan? And if so, I believe it's, have we established roles? Do we all know what our roles are?
I can be your sister. I can take it.
Right. To the best of my knowledge, I will attempt to copy your accent.
All right.
Okay.
That's
Well, me-
that's all.
No,
of
I
it.
think
I
it's
can do
probably going
that.
to have to be the other way around.
That's all.
Well,
of
me-
it.
I
Like that.
doubt you'll be.
If you, it'll probably be
Copying
easier for me to
accents in
fake
2
yours.
days.
All right, that may be a bad idea. I don't know if I can keep up
I was
that
gonna say,
pretense.
I
I've
could
been
just be a
this way-
little.
I've been this way only a couple times before, and it is not pretty. All right.
Oh, that's what he's doing.
Whatever you like. I don't know how long I can stick around. Emergency crops up, I'll have to leave.
In the event that you stay, what's your cover? You know the rum. You know the rub. You know how this works.
I do. When I was researching people, did I meet anyone who told me specifically about this?
Sure. Who do you want to admit?
Just anyone that I could be like their contact, be like, oh, I heard about this person, and be the one who I could be like a friend, perhaps, who
Friend, yeah.
introduces you to someone.
That's
work.
that is
Couple
That
of
could work just
contacts.
sure. We'll say that you met some sort of nurse or hospital worker that told you about these rumors. It matched up with what you
Okay.
were doing. What they perhaps don't know necessarily anybody in the church, but they could perhaps raise a flag or something like that, get
A
attention.
friend from finishing school come to visit.
All right.
Can you still do finishing school?
Yes. Right.
Jerry,
What do you want me to do?
what I want is to not be suffering for the next two days, but that is irrelevant.
Manservant. Might give a reason if you need physical assistance.
Whether you,
Your wife.
Your wife. Oh, he's already going. It's fine if you don't remember.
Wow.
We'll just explain it away with his hallucinations.
but you know, you're her husband.
Okay. Brother-in-law.
That would make the most sense. It'd be bizarre if someone else came in and raised too many flags. Family friends. Having two. Well, either's fine. Just one that isn't would be strange. So whoever wants to be Jerry's,
So your sister,
right?
her husband, your brother-in-law,
Right?
your wife, wife's friend.
Right.
Sounds
Good enough for me.
Solid.
Certainly a web.
And our names? You don't have to remember them, but we should
I won't.
probably
I'll just
do
be
so.
perhaps screaming nonsense.
pick a surname and then our first name.
Well, I
I'd
tend to-
probably not go by Effie. It's a bit distinct.
How about you go back
Perhaps, what was that one you said earlier? Hemingway.
No,
Byron.
that's not my name.
Byron?
Regardless of anything, I will remember Byron.
Baron.
Very well.
It's the one surname, regardless of all this, that I will likely recall. And that shouldn't be too hard.
What about Kensington? Won't remember that one?
That's a little loaded.
I'm not going to be in any state to draw his ire, much as I might want to.
Is there anything we can bring with us that will snap you out of it?
I would
Yeah.
love,
Alcohol?
I would love
We
some
need it.
gin and perhaps.
Yes.
reach
also,
down
you
into
should
my-
probably empty all of your pockets before we tie into the bed.
Fucking crag. I just pull it out and I pull out just like a handful of stoppered bottles, and then there's
Not a handful of pills, a handful of the bottles.
stoppered bottles that
God.
that have
morphine?
white morphine tablets in them.
Yeah, they're less pills. They're more like powder chunks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like they're
Like
rocks.
pills is
Yeah.
what we
Yeah.
know them to be today.
Yeah.
That's
Is there
not,
They're
I'll
much
take
less.
them.
Does liquid morphine exist at this point?
I will say yes.
Is there a way we can acquire a syringe of it?
Maybe
We have
talk
2
to Crag.
days.
Yeah, sure.
So, and I'll take the syringe.
Okay.
All of
Worst
it.
case scenario, I'm
All of
stabbing
it?
you in the thigh with it.
Don't forget the secret pocket.
Thank you.
I believe that's it.
The bottle on the back of your neck.
I don't keep that. I truly don't.
I still keep a dagger there. You don't keep a bottle there?
Not anymore. I've grown
Sliding
since then, but I'm
trapdoor on
glad
the
you
shoes.
remembered.
Okay. You guys acquire a syringe of morphine.
Cool.
Yeah.
2 days go by. So we are on to Friday. The order potentially meets on Saturdays. This gives you a day to get into a hospital, get recognized and recruited.
Quick thing. Since we're just kind of watching him over the next 2 days, would have given her a letter home to her mom. Okay.
Absolutely.
I'll send it to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh?
What
Actually,
What is that like?
I don't know.
how do you guys present him when you bring him in? You all go together, you watch him over days, how do you go about it?
Maybe it might be this group, honestly, but maybe with Alice.
Alex can go with you for now.
Yeah, no, it would make
Okay.
sense.
Because I think we're doing it right now, so I don't want to kick Allison out of
Yeah,
the role play.
like-
We're doing this now.
Cool.
like we're,
Bye,
yeah.
Allison.
There
Nice
he's
to see
in the
you.
hospital.
Deuces, bro.
Don't tease me.
No. I'm sorry.
Don't tease me like that.
Okay.
I know.
For the record, I've put on like a proper dress.
Oh, I am very disguised.
I was about to say,
Okay, I have my
my
broom.
clothes are boring and
Yeah, we are wearing
Such a-
boring ladies.
boring lady clothes.
I'm actually less disguised. I've got like
Such
just the
fine
button up,
clothes.
belt, slacks, shoes. Beyond that,
I
I'm
would
nothing.
love some disguise checks then. Please.
I have advantage on disguise checks.
Sweating bullets.
Is it on self? Is it?
no, we
Charisma.
took those two.
Hmm?
No, we took all those two.
Yeah, I know.
So, is it deception or straight charisma?
Are you proficient in
I
a
don't
disguise check?
remember. I am, yes.
So then you add your proficiency to the charisma roll.
Okay.
I have a 16.
24.
What would this count be as? Just a straight
Charisma.
Charisma plus proficiency if you are proficient in
18.
disguise.
23.
18 and
I think I am because
you guys yeah, you go to the hospital near, what is it, what's right in the heart of London? Bellevue.
It's not
Sanitarium.
Bellevue. It's it's got like a royal name.
It does.
Is it? It's not the royal hospital.
It's the one like that's where they buried and brought you back.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's got some.
It's
horse
gonna have
shit
to be the
name.
14th. I think I was looking at the calendar wrong.
Okay,
14th.
great. 14th it is.
That gives us a minute to get our story
The
together.
what?
What was it? Royal
Sure,
Brompton.
the Royal Brompton.
Thank you. Let's go with it. You guys bring in.
Is it good?
Not quite, but you know what? We're rolling.
we're rolling.
Yeah. You guys bring in Thomas. You admit him as Thomas Byron. Is that what I am
Mhm.
understanding? Wonderful.
My last name is
Hathaway.
Okay. Let me touch that. You are meeting with the nurses. You've gone through the admittance. They've put him on the gurney. Morphine withdrawals are terrible. You are sweating, shaking. You are having hallucinations.
Mhm.
You are
Occasionally seizing.
occasionally having seizures. Yeah. So you are between unconscious and poisoned pretty regularly.
Yeah. you guys have all seen over the past 2 days, 2.5 days,
Actually upset.
probably
Yeah.
the worst thing that you can see another human being go through beyond actual death.
It is.
It's terrible if you've ever seen someone.
It reminds you of watching your friends being possessed.
Mm,
Okay, I'm fine.
Okay.
She's actually upset. I'm trying to see if I'm chill. I got a 29.
Be cool.
That
You
that
want to
does.
switch it up for 2?
No, I really don't.
He's being wheeled back to an examination room. You guys can go with him, or you can talk to the nursing staff up front.
Do I recognize any of them?
Yeah. You know what? Sure. You will say that you guys planned it well enough that your
Okay.
the woman that you particularly ran into is
What's her
there.
name?
Her name is Olivia.
Oh, it's a name. So I'm probably gonna have to.
What would you guys like to do?
Would you like to go with him? Or do you want me to?
Okay. Unless you'd rather I stay.
You want to stay and chat?
You're his sister. Perhaps you should go.
Okay.
And I'll be comforting you, but I'll kind of notice. I'll pretend. I mean, if you want to do them first, but I'll just pretend to notice Olivia. Be like, oh my gosh.
Wonderful. You are going with him.
Mhm.
Great. The three of you that are staying at the nurse's desk.
Are you staying or going?
I'm staying.
Okay. Three of you that are at the nurse's desk. Your contact is there. There's also a couple of other nurses, and they're asking you general questions. How long has he been having this particular bout of affliction?
I've only been in town for about a week visiting, but
Fairly recently, he gets some off and on. It's chronic,
Is it?
I'm afraid.
Oh, no.
His father recently passed, and
Dear. Make a deception check.
I'm so scared. 16.
Really, his father recently passed. Oh my lord. Was this happening when his father was alive? Do we believe it to be perhaps psychosomatic in some way?
Sorry. I'm just choking on nothing. Jesus Christ.
There is a pill for that. I know.
I'm fine, thank you.
Wonderful. Did he suffer any of these afflictions before his father passed?
Yes, when he was younger, I think it's gotten worse.
Dear. Has he had any changes in diet? Anything environmentally? Have you moved into a new home? Is there even something simple, new detergent or something along those lines can sometimes bring this on?
Not that I can think of note.
Of course. No, it's just any information can
Of course,
be
of course.
helpful. So,
didn't you tell me this was rather similar to what his father had been?
Yes, it is.
oh dear, that can be quite unfortunate. Has he had his picture taken recently?
Not recently, no. We haven't been to the portraits in a
Of
while.
course, no. Well, we've run into instances with a photograph that can sometimes onset fits in certain individuals. We find that it does transfer from parent to child occasionally. But this does seem to be something more. I am simply attempting to negate anything that may not be appropriate.
Yeah, of course.
Is there anything else of note that you can potentially tell me?
Do we have anything else?
I don't think so.
I was trying to think, was there anything else there? Because we would have talked about it.
Yeah, we
beforehand.
would've.
I'm just totally blanking.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, because we want to make it sound like it's a genetic thing. Right?
Yeah.
That his father died from it
Yeah,
because there
yeah.
was no cure.
Yeah.
You could state the reason, like the final thing he died of.
Mhm.
That usually points physicians in a specific direction. right? Because if you
This,
say,
right?
well, if you say like he
Heart
died,
failure.
he died in a
brain
seizure,
hemorrhage,
it's like, oh,
seizure.
if you say
yeah.
someone died in a seizure, the initial, or at least my initial thought is meningitis,
Mhm.
especially over like a genetic way, that's different.
So, yeah, we're trying to make
But if
it.
you say like the heart stopped, that's different, right?
Mhm.
Is he
Like
coughing blood? Is
like
just-
seizures
Yeah,
won't
'cause I think
stop
we're
the
trying
heart
to make it sound
generally.
Like it's more like a genetic.
If you
Yeah,
die
we
of a
are.
Right.
seizure,
don't have a cure.
you die of asphyxiation
Yeah,
because you
so-
can't get breath.
Mhm.
So if you say like, oh, he was seizing, okay, like, oh, he just died like that, it was just epilepsy that killed him. No, heart attack. It's like, that's different.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah. So
Um,
it's up to you.
Yeah.
Do we want to say maybe that it's been history? It wasn't just his father. It was
Yeah, it's gone back
gone back.
Hmm.
generations.
His uncles and aunts.
Poor people.
Yeah. That is most unfortunate. Well, let me give the doctor these notes, and we will do our best to see to it. If you wouldn't mind staying up here, once we get him into a private room after the initial examination, we should be able to bring you all back. So if you could just give us a few moments, it's a little bit
Thank
cramped
you.
space. Wonderful, of course. Have a seat, make yourselves at home. I'll be with you in just a few minutes. And she,
Is this Olivia? Or this one?
it can be. Olivia can also be right.
I would rather
Right
talk to her.
Okay. Yeah. So you have the opportunity to speak to Olivia now. What would you like?
And she just starts weeping.
Yeah, give me a performance check.
She's already actually upset about
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should have advantage.
Sure.
Cool.
We
Go
know
for it.
she's actually upset. You don't know it, but she knows.
no, I'm
The rest
saying
of
it
us
just like,
know.
it's like, I'm gonna actually die. This is
27.
actual death
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah, it is. It is a very impressive crying
Oh, what name did
fit.
you go with?
Fiona.
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 Oh,
So Olivia,
Phoebe, don't be upset. It's gonna be fine.
Jesus Christ. All your dogs are right in the way.
I know, right? Like,
Push them at me.
no. No, it's, Olivia, wasn't it?
yes, yes, it
I'm
was.
sorry, Alice. We
Alice.
spoke.
Yes,
a
yes,
few
I
days
remember.
ago.
Are you all?
Sorry,
Is
is this
everything all right?
And you know what? You might actually be able to help.
Well, I mean, I'll do anything I can.
This
Yes.
is a friend that I was visiting.
Oh,
I'm
no.
in town to visit. Fiona,
Yes.
I just had to bring her husband in.
Is he all right? What happened?
I'm afraid he has the same disease that took the life of his father and several other family
Oh
members
my,
before
that
him.
is terrible.
He said there was nothing they could do for his father, and
Really?
I'm terribly afraid for Fiona's sake that it might be the same thing.
Oh dear. Oh my. Yeah, make a persuasion check. Well, first give me a deception check.
15? Or does that work?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, Olivia's on board.
This compelling directive is actually not from today.
That's fine. All right.
That was
And
from
give me a persuasion
research.
check.
Persuasion is 17.
17. Okay. Yeah, you spend a few minutes talking with Olivia. You sort of drop the hints and point the conversation in
I want to phrase it as though I had thought she was talking about a medical procedure
right.
that might help. That maybe this hospital doesn't perform, but they're like out of town doctors to kind
I
of say
gotcha.
to make it look like I had gotten that impression
Yeah.
that it wasn't like
Maybe
a magic thing.
Maybe emphasize that
It
I'm,
wasn't-
I'm
it wasn't
desperate. I'm
religion.
desperate to
Yes.
try anything at this
Yeah,
point.
it-
Mm-hmm.
Are we pretending you're rich? Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Really, if there's any sort of procedure that might be available, I mean, honestly, money is no option. His family was rather rich, and I will help her in any way I can.
Of course. Yeah, Olivia seems to kind of piece together where you're driving at.
Yeah.
She mhm, mhm, mhm. Roll me one more deception check.
I'm gonna use one of my procedural memories.
Do it.
Yeah, no, we're going with the first one was non-natural 20.
Okay. Yeah. That sounds good. She's there for a few minutes. She talks with you. She says she has an idea. She'll be
in the background.
Yeah, she'll be back in a few minutes.
My eyes are starting to burn. I'm like, how long do I have to do this? Like, I'm upset, but like, this hurts.
That's right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's clearly not mine. It has a little red.
In the room.
I mean,
He's
I'm
out.
doing my
It's just you.
best frightened sister.
Yeah, give me a performance check.
Oh, yeah.
Performance 21.
One. Nice. Yeah. The nurses are trying to comfort you. They get him into a gurney. They get him in the back. It's just sort of like a hall with a bunch of beds lined up. There's very little room, and there's a lot of moaning. There's a lot of people in pain. People that have come in with like physical injuries.
Not in a rude way, but I kind of want to distract the nurses. Like when someone says, "Oh, can I get you something?" I'm like, "Yes, tea or water or something." I'm like happy to send them on errands.
Okay, sure. They get him back there. One of them will go and get your tea. The other one lets you know that they're going to go and get the doctor so that they can do the initial examination and then figure out if they need to keep him for an extended stay or if this is something that we can seemingly address now. So they touch away. What are you doing while you have this moment alone together with them?
With Thomas or
with Thomas?
Okay.
Well, you can grab a nurse before they go.
No, I was.
That's fine. With Thomas.
I'm checking on him. Can I do a medicine check just to make sure he's not?
Sure.
Before it comes up, if it comes up, when I go in, would you have maybe passed something?
Yeah, just
In case things are getting,
Yeah.
Shit, I need to just feed you something to try to break this.
Yeah.
Medicine?
Mhm.
18.
Okay.
Like, I know it's bad, but
It is bad. He is not.
Was he unconscious when we got him here?
No,
Am I currently unconscious?
not really.
Oh, okay.
No.
I'm just
I
sort of
mean,
like,
you
I
are
would say keep
in
it
and
unconscious
out of
and
consciousness.
hallucinating, doing like weird
You-
shit.
You are hallucinating. You are shaking. You are in and out of consciousness. You are depressed. You are manic. You are irritable.
Yeah, I'm everything.
Literally any symptom I could possibly name.
Mhm.
Your muscles hurt.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, he is.
I'm half genuinely comforting him, but I'm not saying anything that's too. I'm not saying anything that people are going to think anything of. I'm just like, you'll be home soon. You'll be
Right.
better soon.
Sure.
You'll...
Absolutely. Few minutes goes by. It feels interminable as you are. Anytime you have to wait for the doctor feels god awfully long. You do see the nurse that was taking notes from the rest of the family up front. She's come back. She's got her clipboard. You see her stop and talk to some of the other nurses. They're moving about. They go and get one of the doctors. It's probably only 5 or 10 minutes. Feels like 30, of course. Give me a con save to remain conscious.
Okay.
Let's go with that.
15.
You are poisoned. You're at disadvantage for everything.
Oh, thank you. 15.
Great. Yeah, you stay conscious.
Okay.
Good job, buddy.
Thank you.
Staying awake. Yep. Pretty much.
I don't want to be.
When will I pass out?
This is like the opposite of spring wind, and I'm like really enjoying it.
No,
Yeah.
this is spring wind.
This is spring wind
Spring wind coming
at
down.
the end.
Yeah.
This is where we're going, man. The nurses talk. They one of the doctors looks like they're gonna come over. You do see Olivia come back a few minutes later, and then one of the doctors that was on his way over sort of stops. They talk with Olivia. He goes, we're going to bring over a specialist to see you in just a few
Of
minutes.
course, thank you.
I am so sorry. We got some notes from the front, so we think we know who's going to be best to look at this for you.
Oh, that's so comforting.
Of course. We'll be back in just a moment. So they go away. Another 5 minutes goes by. An older doctor comes up, thick white beard, grayed out temples, bit like the last bit of like black patches are kind of up around here, but he's trying to keep them. He's working hard at it. Seems very kind. When he comes over, he's got some blood like on his sleeves. Probably looks like a kind of like a surgeon. But he's kind of stopped by the water bowl and washed his hands a bit, and the nurses that had come over and taken the notes, and Olivia walks in with him, and when he goes to go and look at the like clipboard at the end of the thing, the nurse comes over and talks with him for a few minutes, very short.
Right.
All right then. Yes, I believe I understand. He comes over and he picks up the thing. He reads over. Oh dear, he does seem to be in quite the state. Pardon me, ma'am. If you could just allow me to, he kind of nudges past you, and he's got like old-timey stethoscope, and he's asking you to cough and all of these sorts of things as he does his.
Do you? How do you cough?
Like when I like it's delayed and weird. It's like like when it kind of like registers, like, but it's also like angry. Like I get weird angry. And it's like I just want to die.
For the record, in case anyone brushes up against me, I'm wearing like full Victorian like sleeves to my wrist. I've got gloves on.
Good to know.
Yeah, we're both dressed like ladies.
It occurred to me that we probably shouldn't have sent her back into the room for people bleeding.
What I
But-
what I am gonna try to do though with my last vestiges of like of awareness is like when he's doing that, I want to kind of like grab him as best I can and just like pull him in real close and just like, I'm gonna die if you don't help me. I'm gonna touch his head and like push him back, but I'm gonna cast Hex. That's it.
Ooh.
I'm gonna cast Hex, and it's quiet. It's silent.
Make a
And-
Constitution save to maintain concentration
Yeah.
on Hex as
Yeah.
you do, because you are in tremendous pain.
Tremendous. Yeah. I'm trying to Hex.
Yes.
So you
Yeah,
still
yeah,
have to Fight
I-
through it.
I got you.
Yeah.
I'm on board, but
That's incredible. I've never rolled that good in my life, especially on disadvantage. Yeah. 18.
10 was all you needed.
Shame about that nat 20 though.
Fuck it. I don't care.
Yeah,
I'm
you do hex him.
I'm not hexing for damage. Clearly.
Right, yeah,
I'm
no.
hexing to impose disadvantage on his wisdom.
Oh.
Like a-
I know what
Smart
governs
boy.
medicine,
Nice.
bruh.
Okay,
Yeah.
sounds good.
Nice.
And then I'm gonna fall right back and then just start like,
Okay.
kill me.
Kill me.
No, don't you want to live forever?
He he does his examination. Oh dear, this is most unusual. We will give us just a few minutes. We will prepare a room for him.
Of course.
We will get him moved into the back, and then the rest of your compatriots can come and see him. We may have to prep him for surgery, rather
Surgery?
immediately. Yes, he is seizing, and a good bloodletting may be required, but we will see what is what comes next. So,
I help.
I don't let myself be separated from him.
that's fine.
Mm.
The doctor goes away.
Mm-hmm.
Few terribly long minutes pass. They come over. The nurses get him.
Okay.
You are led back to a. They strap him down. Yeah, because he's shaking. He's going violent. They shake him. They strap him down. Oh dear, he's getting very bad. We may need to get him in for the exploratory surgery as soon as possible.
What sort of surgery?
Well, it's just something that if we can't identify immediately what is wrong with him, and he is on the verge of death. I mean, his body temperature is very low. His blood pressure extremely high. His agitation and the shakes that he has, the fever that he is running. We have to ice him down, but I'm afraid it's all going to just sort of go a bit pear-shaped. If you could, here, and they're walking and talking. You're shortening as you go, right? And they go to put him in the in a private room. They open the door. They slide him in there. They sort of wheel the bed in. There's a chair. There's a little sink. There's a little mirror that is there, and
as they're wheeling me,
yeah,
I'm just gonna start like screaming, aloud,
and
I'm just gonna start screaming the phrases, like, "Who are you? Where's Effie? Where's my dad?" Like just over and over and over again. Yeah.
Oh,
when this happens,
I make it very clear that please no surgery until his wife gets to
if we don't do this now, he may die. I'm sorry,
Can
man.
we hear him?
No,
Oh.
no, absolutely not over the other 300 people in this building screaming.
When wheeled out, I didn't know
Oh,
if
they do
wheeled
not go
out.
past you. No, they go deeper in. The doctor begins yelling at the nurses. They start hooking up IVs to him. They begin to wheel him out. If you would just stay here, Olivia is going to go and get the rest of your friends so that we can all have you together. There's an observation deck in the surgery room. We'll take you to there in just a few minutes. Please, we need to get him to surgery. Please understand.
I'm going to charm him.
Go ahead.
And I'm burning a hit die to raise the DC. So he needs to make a wisdom save.
Okay. What's the DC?
Wait, you at disadvantage?
Not for a save.
Okay.
Mine's 3 lower than yours, so that mine would be a 15.
What kind of save is it?
Isn't it?
Wisdom.
If it's a face ability, it's a charisma
it's a
save.
charisma save. Sorry.
Yours is 3 lower than mine,
Normally
right?
charm abilities, yeah.
Normally it is.
With your
What are you
hit
doing?
die, it is okay. So normally it would be a 13 plus your charisma modifier.
Awesome. So that will be a 15 then.
15. Okay. He looks a little hazy and very
Oh no,
much.
it's plus 5 to the
Oh.
DC, not your charisma
Yeah.
modifier. I'm sorry. 'Cause
Yeah,
my
it's
charisma
plus-
modifier
that's
is
So
5.
what's the DC?
Sorry. What is
My normal charisma modifier is +2.
no? What is your DC normally?
Okay.
That's what I can't remember. That's why I was asking what yours was.
Mine is 16.
Okay.
So yours is
So mine
14
would-
plus 5. It's 19.
Right.
It's 19.
19.
It's 19.
Yes.
Great. What do you say to him?
Please wait until his wife is here.
All right. Well, we need to get him into the room.
Of course.
And they roll him out. Olivia comes up to the front. Comes up to the front and she begins to and she comes up with a few other doctors. She looks frazzled. She looks very much in concern. Very, very, very concerned. As she comes up to you guys, I have some terrible news. Everything is all right. He's fine, but we do have to prep him for immediate emergency surgery.
Surgery.
He is seizing out, and the doctor is afraid that he may die at any moment. So We understand from your friend that you have to, that you want to observe. We do have an observation deck for the surgery. However, I can only bring one of you there immediately. I have to get the rest of you to scrub up. So who is going to the deck for viewing? I was told the wife. Which one of you is his wife? That is you. Would you please come with me?
Wait, she's going to go watch her husband get cut up. She doesn't get to say anything to him. Is he conscious?
No.
She can't say goodbye?
Well, if she wants to, she can absolutely say goodbye, but then he will absolutely die.
Effie's just actually crying now.
I mean, it is entirely up to you, darling, whatever you want to do. Do you want to see him? I was told that we could not begin until you saw him.
Yes, fine.
Great. Come with me. Quickly now.
Okay,
Quickly.
Okay.
I'm going to sleight of hand you the syringe.
Okay.
Great.
I'm assuming I have to sleight of hand.
Yeah,
Do
absolutely.
you want me to sleight of hand it back?
No, it's
Okay.
just one way.
Yeah,
You can assist.
Yeah, I
if
can.
you
I can
wish.
help.
Oh, okay. Well, then I will advantage. Modded 20.
Modded 20. Okay. Great. Yeah. She doesn't seem to notice at all. You go rushing off
Syringe
with
morphine.
with Olivia. The other nurse that you guys had spoken with. The two of you. You're part of the family. You wanted to
Yes,
see your
this is-
friend, and
This is his brother-in-law.
was that his sister, his wife, that came in with?
Yes.
Let me bring you to her. Please come with me. You guys are led back down the hallways. You are led past that open area where all the beds are lined up, and you are past there. There's a hallway. There's sort of the private rooms. They turn down a corner and down another and begin to go. There's like a flight of stairs that leads up, and it's up from above. It is it's not completely gory. You're not going to see everything. There are sheets and things like that, but it is a learning place. This is one of the best hospitals in all of London. Please do understand, your husband is going to be perfectly all right. I promise you. As she's leading you, she opens up the door. She goes, it is right in there. Please go ahead.
I really can't, not even for a moment. I can't see him at all.
He's in there already. You have to go. Well, I mean, you can look down and see. If you don't want to, I understand. It's a bit much.
It's fine. Carry on, Avery.
Absolutely. Absolutely. When you step inside the room, the door shuts. You two follow the other nurse. She takes you past all those beds, and you guys are led down a series of hallways. She goes, "We'll collect your wife, right? Yes, am I understanding correctly? Wonderful. We will collect your wife, and then you will, and then we'll get you all over to watch if you so decide. I mean, I understand it's not for everyone, but we're going to take care of your brother-in-law and your friend,
Yes.
as to the best of our abilities. Please come with us." And she leads you past the beds, down the hallways. She opens up the door on the left. You guys are led in, and suddenly you realize that you're all in separate rooms and they're all locked. There are no windows. There is no observation deck.
I don't like how you're ending it like this.
They noticed you from the beginning. You're all very famous. And your disguises, not you, the other four.
Mm-hmm.
19 didn't do anything?
A natural 20 plus 4 beats a 24. But we're going to pick up next week.
Oh,
Alice,
Is there a mirror in my room?
there is a mirror in your room.
Leaving.
You are
'Cause I
going.
can't
you are going to escape to alert the rest of the lamplighters.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
going to be making a very special roll at the beginning of next week.
I'm assuming it's gonna pick up the same day.
It's going to pick up.
No, I'm saying next week,
here.
next
Yeah.
Friday. I'm
Yeah.
making a very special roll right at the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
God damn.
Yeah. So she'll leave to go to.
this is going to be a great place for this to pop off
You,
if I fail.
you immediately go to Vauxhall
Yeah. she's
to
going straight
to alert them.
Yeah.
If you want to assist in the effort, I can Jaeger Alice for you, or you can ask one of the other players to. But we were going for 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
You guys.
Failed. Oh, we didn't fail. They
You
just
did-
rolled really freaking
Yeah,
well.
we actually rolled really well.
You did.
We had a plan. We stuck to
Yeah.
the plan.
You had a plan. You stuck to your plan. Sometimes the dice just fall against you.
Yeah.
I rolled the nurse's perception with advantage and a +4 because of you guys being so famous, and because specifically the 4 of you walked in to
Yeah, that's fair. That's very fair.
Probably should have thought that.
So that was one of those things.
It's like how you might not recognize a Backstreet Boy on his own.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you
But when
see
you
them
put them all together,
together.
also when the first time you did the live test, they caught that one too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So and he failed the medical examination.
Okay.
And so that was he crit failed it. Actually.
Nice.
So that is why he was immediately like,
Oh shit.
oh shit, this guy's really dying.
Did the hex do anything? Or
It did.
was
It
that
gave him
responsible for
disadvantage.
it?
Yeah, that was because he had a 14, and then you did that, and I was like, all right, I'll roll the disadvantage. You got a 1, so he was like, well,
This
shit.
guy's
But the nurses had told
Yeah.
the nurses had told him before he walked up. That's why they kept running up and talking to him. And he's like, oh, okay. And then he got over there and he's like, oh yeah, I think maybe it's just, oh shit, he's dying.
So like they all think it's like, oh, it's these people, and that's weird. But also they legitimately think that I'm dying.
So
Well, I am legitimately dying.
We're weird, but we brought our friend here because he's actually dying.
Maybe, yeah.
Like, it's like no,
Like
no,
our
it
best
is-
case scenario
like,
right
yes,
now
we
is they
realize
think
you don't
we're
like us,
desperately
but
trying to get
Here's the
we were
crazy
the
thing.
closest hospital to us. God damn it, save our friend.
Here's the crazy thing. People
You
die
took an
from
oath.
withdrawals all the time.
Yeah.
From 2 separate of the worst withdrawals known to mankind. I might actually die.
Don't do that.
I don't have a choice. I'm in vague control.
So they are at least they're attempting to save you. But yeah, you performed really well. But yeah, they recognize you guys as a group. And at first it was just like, oh yeah, we'll get them in here and we'll call the cops and this will be great.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And then
You
things
might
got
actually
weird.
need legitimate help.
They had to
So-
do that Hippocratic oath.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Plus you guys are specifically asking about immortality. So we're gonna see how that goes. Good game, guys. Sorry for the cliffhanger ending.
It's a vicious cliffhanger.
Because originally I was going to go to Daytona next weekend, but never mind now.
I'm gonna be out for 7 days just thinking about like how's this gonna end. I'm excited.
We got other lamplighters can mount a rescue mission. We can write you out.
Yeah.
No, because I'm looking forward to this werewolf roll, seeing what happens next week. When I stress out.
Oh, when you stress out, yeah, that'll get weird.
Mm-hmm.
That'll get very weird.
Werewolf
I mean-
loose.
Maybe if you want to go to Daytona, you just
A warlock, a vampire, a werewolf, and Alice walk into an asylum.
A slut,
And slut. Yeah.
a werewolf, a vampire, an Alice, a slut, and an addict walk into a hospital.
I think he's the world.
I thought I was the warlock.
Yeah.
I forgot you said warlock, and I just assigned him
Warlock.
something.
Yeah.
I am the vaguest warlock.
It's true.
Yeah.
I get Eldritch Blast, which is the hallmark
That's
of
most
the warlock.
of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man, you got. Come on now.
You're
That's
That's the
that's
warlock.
most a
Their
warlock.
entire sessions, that's all I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that, and you can cast minor illusion. You're
Yeah.
beating most warlocks.
Yeah.
So
It's true.
That minor illusion and hex. I've got the warlock package.
you do. You absolutely
Three
do.
spells, man.
You're a first level warlock.
There you are.
I don't know what you're thinking, buddy. Yeah.
Man, if you take Warlock for magic initiate, you really just get class.
Yeah,
I
basically.
came real close to doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I took it and I was just like, oh.
That's why everyone thought Percy was a warlock for years.
They had hex.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's
Yeah,
like,
that's
well,
really
that's
all
the whole
aids.
class right
Yeah.
there.
Hex.
All right, guys. It's been fun hanging out. Thank you for a good session, an early night. You got a lot of research done.
Yeah.
We find you in a fun, precarious
Yeah.
situation for next time. And we will
Let's do
see.
tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see what happens next week. Tomorrow night, some of us getting down in the Hoovians.
Yeah.
Yes, we will run and not blink and stay silent and
Count the shadows.
count the shadows.
Take a mark.
We're all coming in with it.
Yes,
Other-
yes,
Put our
yeah,
arm, right? Like right
Yeah.
here, that's the
Other
place to do it.
Stephen Moffat catchphrases.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd
One of us will have walked the earth. The other one is a bad wolf.
Someone's impossible.
Impossible.
Someone's the most important. whatever.
Someone waited.
I would like
Someone
to be
waited.
the moment. Actually, that was my job. I would
Nice.
like to play the moment. but-
Honestly, my favorite ones, and my immediate thought when I read through that
Who's
book,
Donna's.
she's the most important woman in the universe.
Oh
The
right,
most
The
important
Dr.
person.
Donna.
I remember
Yeah.
Dr. Donna.
Like that's the thing. Like the most important woman in the universe. Like,
Yeah.
that was the thing. When I originally read it, and it was just like someone can be the doctor, and it was like, and someone has to be this and this, and it has like that like stages of
Yeah.
combat, like the talker, the something, and then it ended with the fighter. I was just like, you know what would be fun? Just like a bunch of doctors. Like get them all together.
All the doctors.
Yeah, and you
All
guys,
the doctor all the time.
We're
right,
doing
just
the
like
five
have-
doctors.
yeah.
We're doing the five doctors at one point. I would like to
love
be
that. Like
4, and I would love to just
that's
sit there
me.
like this.
Fuck
for-
you. No, I
I
have
just
to be
want to
4.
sit here like this for 2
I
hours.
just want to touch my nose constantly.
You can't. 4 didn't actually get to participate. He was
I-
frozen.
I want to be 4.
He was
But, like,
frozen in Venice
have
for the
everyone
entirety
be,
of that terrible movie.
yeah, but like have everyone be the doctor, like in his various incarnations, and just
No,
act
I-
batshit
I-
insane.
You've done number 9.
I said I would be
Yeah, like 9,
nine's my
10,
favorite.
11, 12 would be great. I mean, there's someone doing Scottish the whole time. That'd be
I could be
lovely.
angry.
Who want?
He's a cross eyebrows.
Do you really want to do the doctor's midlife crisis?
Yes.
That's literally what it is. You
I
got through
love
all
that.
3
That's all shot
generations, and it was like, I get to start again? Well, I guess I'm halfway through. What have I done with my life?
Of all the modern incarnations, his was actually my favorite because
Really?
I legitimately think Peter Capaldi is like the best actor
He
that
was-
they've ever had.
He was
Pretty good.
so
I
so good
enjoy
in
him.
season 3 of Torchwood.
Yeah.
I enjoy him as an actor. Yeah, he was very good in that. I
watched
enjoy him as an
season 1 and
actor.
season
I
two.
did not like that.
I know. watched
I
season
liked
1 and
12.
watched
Did not
I-
grasp me.
I like 12 a lot. I
Yeah.
think for me, I also really didn't like 11.
Really?
I
Like,
really dislike
oh,
Stephen Moffat. I do.
11, I've spoken to you about this
Yeah,
at
we have.
length. Like 11 graded against my sensibilities so much.
Really?
Yeah. And I was just like, I need that to stop. 10 I liked.
The first 2
There's a-
seasons of 11, I think, are my favorite.
Really?
Nine just- I wish he had more seasons,
Yeah.
but
Well, here we go.
Yeah.
It is time to
Yeah.
say
We'll do
goodnight.
this-
Thanks for hanging
we'll
out.
We can do
We'll-
Doctor Who
Tomorrow.
forever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all day
We can
tomorrow.
have this conversation tomorrow.
We will see you tomorrow. We'll see you next time. But until then, be cool.